back on the game floor for the first time since Friday night, December 21st. Let's get to starting lineups for our girls matchup, brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. From diplomas to degrees, it's for me. Learn more at wncc.edu. Kai Buell is the starting point guard, a 5'6" junior. She averages 17 per game. Sydney Miller, a 5'4" senior, 7.5 point per game scorer, 4 rebounds. Abby Brady, a 6'2" senior, 6 points and 4 boards. Madison Blaney, 5'10" junior, 9 points and 6 rebounds. And Abby Erickson, a 5'8" senior, averaging 5 points and 4 boards. Let's get to our WNCC starting lineups for the Scottsbluff Lady Bearcats. Yada Garcia back in the starting 5 tonight. The 5'7" junior, averaging 15.5 points per game. Kara Twombly had 14 on Tuesday night, 5'9" senior, averaging 4.5. Aubrey Krentz, a 5'6" junior. She scores 13.5 points per game on the year for these Lady Cats. Mackenzie Dunkel, a 5'9" senior, averaging 7.5 points and 7 rebounds. And Emma Herman, 2 points and Brady Lockemer rounding out the starting 5 tonight. Lockemer, a 5'7" freshman, averaging 2 points per game. We'll see plenty of Emma Herman and the other freshman, Mariah Avila, coming off the bench tonight for Scottsbluff. 6-5, trying to get to 2 games over 500. 12-1 the record for Cheyenne East, led by head coach Eric Westling. Opening tip, just about set to get basketball underway for the night. Opening tip brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza, 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff. Well, it's always love at 425 degrees. Dan Marshall and his staff always do a great job at Papa Murphy's. Our opening bucket of the night goes to Cheyenne East as Madison Blaney scores from about 5-6 feet out. And it's a 2-0 lead for East. Scottsbluff into the half court quickly with Yada Garcia. Now Lockemer on the right wing, the freshman. Back to the junior. Garcia launching from the left wing from behind the arc. Unable to knock down that 3-point field goal was Aubrey Krentz. A backside offensive rebound. We do have a whistle and a foul. And this one's going to go on Kai Buell, the junior point guard. Her first of the night, first team foul for either of these clubs, and a chance for Scottsbluff to get on the scoreboard here in the opening minute of the contest. A 2-0 lead early, and Yada Garcia unable to convert the first. 56% at the line on the last stats update we got from head coach David Volish. Yada Garcia able to knock down the second, a 2-1 lead early for East. Some pressure being applied by both these teams here in the early going. Now handling the basketball, dribbling along the baseline. Nice look from Buell, got it to Sydney Miller, and a whistle and a foul called against Scottsbluff's Brady Lockemer, the freshman, picks up her first. First of the game on Lockemer. First team foul, and that was an issue early on Tuesday night. Heavy amount of fouls called on Scottsbluff in that first half. Gearing got to the double bonus early in the second quarter as Miller gets the first of 2. She averages 7.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. 5'4" senior Sydney Miller. Second will not go. We're going to have a push underneath. This will go against East, and this foul goes on Maddie Blaney, the junior. First on Blaney, second team foul. 47 seconds gone by in the opening quarter, and a 3-1 lead for East. Some full court pressure from the T-Birds. Trying to handle it on her own on the dribble was Yada Garcia. Lost her footing across the way on the far sideline and had the basketball knocked away. It'll stay with Scottsbluff. Twombly's inbounds pass comes to Garcia. Garcia picks up the tempo as she crosses the timeline. Hesitation dribble inside the arc. They get it down low to Dunkel. Can't convert. Miller a rebound. Outlet pass to Buell. Buell head up. Doesn't see much there. They get the basketball back out. Long 2-point field goal attempt from Abby Erickson comes off after the miss. Rebounded by Scottsbluff. Dangerous pass right there. And look at Buell with a little bounce on the delivery, that time in transition. And it's Erickson making it 5-1 here early on. Scottsbluff turns it over for a second straight possession, and it's Kai Buell making him pay. 7-1 the lead early. Scottsbluff throws it in near midcourt to Lockemer. She picks up the dribble after one bounce and gets the basketball to Yada Garcia. 2 games in a row coming off the bench, back into the starting lineup here tonight. Lockemer picks up her dribble. Dangerous on that bounce pass, almost picked off by Sydney Miller. They switch. Now Dunkel goes to the rack. Her shot blocked. Whistle. They're going to call it a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with Scottsbluff. Couple of substitutions right now. Willow Martin checks in, a 5'7" senior. Also Kaylee McEwen, a 6-foot senior for Cheyenne East. Inbounds pass comes to Dunkel. Dunkel, 2 dribbles off the square, rebounded on the miss by McEwen for East. Miller runs it across the timeline, feeds it into the corner, nothing doing. Back to Kai Buell. Buell steps into a long jumper. That is, in fact, behind the arc, a 3-ball for Kai Buell. And it is 10-1 in the early going. And now a whistle and a carry called against Garcia in the backcourt. Second turnover committed by Scottsbluff here in the first 2+ minutes of action tonight. 5:36 to play, first quarter action. Sydney Miller now to McEwen on the wing. Holds the ball high above her head. Bounce pass is Erickson. Now with it, Buell again. That 3-ball. Flanks off the front of the iron. Lockemer the rebound, gets it to Garcia. Lead holds at 9, 10-1 right now, Cheyenne East. Mariah Avila into the game. Now Twombly left a little short jump shot. Exactly that short. Couple of T-Bird defenders hustle after the basketball, knock it away out of bounds. Krentz back in. She got a quick breather. Also back onto the floor for Scottsbluff is Emma Herman. Both freshmen will sit, Avila and Lockemer. Kai Buell takes a seat for Cheyenne East. Twombly will inbound. Inbounds pass comes to Garcia. Yada Garcia now dribbles along the baseline. Left it for Twombly. Offensive rebound goes to Dunkel. Outside behind the arc. Krentz passed on an open 3. You don't see that very often. Instead puts it on the floor. Now feeds Garcia up top. They'll move it right. Krentz on the catch. Side screen and roll. It's Dunkel on the roll. Nothing there. Herman comes open underneath. Nice pass, and Emma Herman has the first field goal of the night for Scottsbluff. They trail by 7, 10-3 Cheyenne East. Sydney Miller picking up at half court is Yada Garcia. Dribble handoff goes to Brooke Bailey, also on for the first time. Down low, McEwen has the ball. They swarm McEwen. When she gets the basketball, they knock it away, and that'll be the first turnover committed by East. Dunkel sort of hesitates, kind of gets to her spot along the right block. Now Krentz on the dribble penetration. In and out, rebounded by McEwen. Flat-footed board for Kaylee McEwen. Now right side, there's a 3 on the way off the heel of the iron. Rebound comes off long, and rebounding her own miss was Willow Martin. Abby Erickson up top. Now McEwen, she'll put it on the floor, spins middle, forces one up with a left hand, wanted a whistle, didn't get it. And Scottsbluff quickly into the front court. A step into it 3. Leaving it short was Aubrey Krentz. Had a game earlier this season where she scored 38 and hit 9 threes. Missed 3 left side from Erickson. Scottsbluff basketball over the halfway mark in this opening quarter. A 10-3 lead for Cheyenne East. Now Emma Herman's going to shoot the outside shot, and Herman knocks down the triple. 5 early points for Emma Herman off the bench. An aggressive start for the 6-foot junior. 10-6, Scottsbluff trails by 4. Along the baseline, Erickson feeds Miller. Miller with a lefty runner, would not go, rebounded by Krentz. Reach-in foul goes against McEwen in the backcourt. First foul on McEwen, third team foul against East. She'll sit, as will Erickson. A couple of substitutions for East. Twombly will inbound it for Scottsbluff. Under 3 to go in this first quarter. On the dribble, now feeding the corner. Twombly gets it to Garcia. Back to Twombly down low. They go from one block to the other on the pass. Now a turnover. And here comes East with a run out, 1-on-none. Lefty layup and 2 points on the board for Sydney Miller. That extends the lead back to 6, 12-6. Dunkel went right by the defender that time. And a quick bucket after the make on the other end, as Mackenzie Dunkel has her first field goal of the ball game. We're going to have a whistle and a foul called against Yada Garcia. Little hand check on the dribble drive that time. Defending was Garcia. Her first foul, second team foul. Madison Blaney comes back into the game. Willow Martin sits for East. Inbounding will be Kai Buell. Played at Rock Springs last year. Was the 3A player of the year. Buell on the catch. A lefty pass from one side of the floor, skip pass to the other. They'll skip it right back to Buell. Two defenders now. And it's Miller with a left. Too strong off the feed from Buell. Rebounded by the Lady Bearcats, and here comes Scottsbluff. Up top, whistle and some contact, and this one will go against Brooke Bailey. First foul on the 5'7" senior Brooke Bailey, 12-8. Cheyenne East with a 4-point lead with 1 minute and 45 seconds to play in the first quarter here tonight. Boys game will follow. Chris Cottrell with you at our Logos broadcast location. Stop into Logos. The guys will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. No job too big or small for Logos downtown Gehring. And a foul. This will go against Kai Buell. Big whistle. That's the second on Buell. We'll see if she stays on the floor. Eric Wessling, the head coach for East. They come in with a record of 12-1. Inbounds pass comes to Yada Garcia. She'll feed Krentz on the right side. Thought about the three, picks up her dribble, looks for Kiera Twombly. Under 1.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Twombly dribbles just inside the center court stripe. Errant delivery. Garcia couldn't handle it. And that's the fourth Scottsbluff turnover in the quarter. Kai Buell whips a pass into the corner, and open look, and too strong on the three. And lucky for Scottsbluff, they were able to track down that long rebound. Dunkel shows ball, gets baseline, gets it to Herman. Herman has it taken away. Turnover number 5 for Scottsbluff. Up the floor, it's Erickson. Erickson, some contact, offensive foul to call against Abby Erickson. First foul on Erickson, and that'll be the 6th team foul here already against East High. Full court pressure in the backcourt. Scottsbluff staying deliberate. They get it to the middle of the floor. Dunkel. Buell gets back to help defensively. Might have got a hand on it. She couldn't afford a whistle there. She's playing with 2. Erickson. Buell wide open. That's going up. Kai Buell. That thing looked halfway down from my vantage point. Offensive rebound underneath. A lefty finish right there for Madison Blaney. 4 different players have scored for Cheyenne East. They've got Blaney on the point. That long, lanky body defending. Whistle travel the call against Mackenzie Dunkel. 6 early turnovers committed by Scottsbluff. East leads by 6, 14-8, with 13 seconds to play in the first quarter. They lob it inbounds to Buell. 10 seconds to play. Buell being defended by Garcia. Back to Buell up front. Partially blocked on that long 2-point field goal. Firing away, and that ball will go out of bounds. That'll be the end of the first quarter. A 6-point lead as the first quarter is complete. 14-8 our score. Cheyenne East up by 6 here at Scottsbluff on the West Coast scoreboard.
Exceptional care right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
High school basketball coverage tonight, KNDB.TV, also 101.7 The Trail and KNDB.com. Chris Cottrell with you from Scottsbluff High School. Start of the second quarter, our girls action, a doubleheader here tonight. East with a 6-point lead on the Lady Cats, making an 8-point lead as Madison Blaney has her third field goal. A turnover on the inbounds pass, number 7 of the game. Count it and a foul, a chance for a 3-point play for Sydney Miller. A quick 4-0 start in the opening 15 seconds of the second quarter, and East pushes that lead to 10, chance to make it 11. Their only loss on the season. Coming to a school out of Colorado. Opportunity to break the press here. Scottsbluff does just that. It'll stay with the Lady Bearcats underneath their own basket. I'll push it out a little further along the baseline. Krentz will inbound. Tipped away by Blaney. Blaney with those long arms defends the inbounds passer in the half court and in the full court with their pressure. Twombly secures the basketball. Open look for Krentz out of the corner left side. Aubrey Krentz knocks down the tray. First field goal of the night. She can really get cooking in a hurry. Right side with the basketball, Erickson. She gets along the baseline and a whistle, and she got that right foot right along the black on that baseline. A turnover, third of the game committed by East. 19-11. East stays in the full court trapping press. Yada Garcia able to break the press along the far side. And then Abby Erickson tried to step in front and got ran over by Garcia. Foul on Erickson, her second. 2 apiece, Erickson and Kai Buell for East. 3 team fouls, no one with 2 for Scottsbluff. Willow Martin comes back into the game now for East. 12-1 their record. Garcia can't knock down the foul shot, won't get the second. Rebound comes to East. It's Sydney Miller now on the push. Miller feeds the basketball behind the arc left side. Miller has it. Now back to Willow Martin. Man defense being played by Scottsbluff. Dribbling right, getting along the baseline. Might have got away with a carry that time. East maintains the basketball. Miller, open look from outside. Can't convert the 3. Ball is tipped last. It goes out of bounds off of Maddie Blaney, 5'10 junior. They will stay in the press even after a non-made field goal on the inbounds. Back to Yada Garcia. That 3's on the way. Rebounded by Willow Martin. She wanted to look for the outlet pass. Now just a lob up ahead to Blaney. She's got a defender behind her, and Aubrey Krentz forces that turnover, number 4 committed by East. Krentz handling the basketball in the backcourt. Man defense from East. Yada Garcia goes right by the defender and gets it to go off the backboard. First bucket of the night for Garcia. She has her first field goal, 3 points. Sydney Miller, their regular point guard Kai Buell, on the bench with 2 fouls. They look a little out of sorts right now offensively on this end of the floor. Maddie Blaney, McEwen's back on. She'll set a side screen and roll. Blaney comes off the screen, can't knock down the elbow jumper left side, rebounded by Aubrey Krentz. Krentz dribbles through some traffic, cut off as she got to the block, missed badly, rebound to Martin. Here comes Miller up the far side. Top of the key, Martin. They've got McEwen at the high post, dancing around the foul line right there. She catches, now looks middle, back to Blaney, long deuce on the way. Nice rotation, soft touch, and Maddie Blaney now leads all scorers. She has 8 points, leads at 8, 21-13. Pressure, good job by Scottsbluff. Couple of passes there into the half-court set. With the basketball, Garcia. Nearly 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Twombly catches. Now Dunkel tries to spin middle, but the wall of McEwen right there. Tough angle shot, unable to get it to go was Krentz. Ball knocked away out of bounds by McEwen. 3 subs now coming on. Abby Brady, Buell's back into the game. And Erickson checks back in. It'll stay Scottsbluff basketball. Popping to the corner to grab that inbounds pass was Yada Garcia. Now Krentz up top, Twombly. Kara Twombly will dribble towards the right wing. Little push off with that off arm. Garcia. 4.5 minutes to play in this first half. Krentz goes the other direction of where the screen was being set. Long possession right now for Scottsbluff. Twombly, partially blocked shot, and Sydney Miller whips a pass. Dangerous pass that time, intercepted. 5 turnovers for East, third here in the second quarter. Krentz on the catch, back to Yada Garcia. Garcia dribbles from the top, now to the right wing. Crossover dribble, comes back middle. Dunkel got by one defender. Herman on the catch, her elbow jumper too strong. Low board to Dunkel. Pass, clipped the iron. Little bit frazzled right now in the half court and unable to knock down the mid-range jumper was Twombly. East turns it over, Yada Garcia, and a timeout taken by Dave Bolish. 3:37 to play in this first half. We'll break as well. It's 21-13, East on top of Scottsbluff.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
The leaves are turning and the temperatures are cooling, so it's time to come harvest the deals at the Viera Wireless Fall Savings Sale. Right now, get your family high-speed, truly unlimited mobile data for just $35 per line with 4 lines. Prices have never been lower for unlimited data. Plus, trade in your current phone and get up to $500 off the latest iPhone and Samsung models. Those are incredible savings on the most popular and advanced smartphones. Don't miss out on our Fall Savings Sale. Hurry into Viera today.
Thanks, Dave. KNDB.TV, 101.7 The Trail. You can always relive our high school broadcasts on the podcast page at KNDB.com. Brought to you by First State Bank of Scottsbluff and Gearing. A 5-second call on the Lady Cats, unable to get the basketball inbounds. Their 8th turnover. They trail by 8. And Kai Buell has the rock for Cheyenne East. Now Miller on the wing left side. Abby Erickson comes off a screen, poked away. Miller tracks it down and diving after the basketball, and going to get called for the foul is Aubrey Krentz. That'll be the first on the 5'6" junior. The good news for Krentz tonight is no early foul trouble, so she should be able to at some point try and find a rhythm shooting the basketball. Buell two-hand chest pass comes in to Miller. Willow Martin on the wing right side, 2 or 3 steps behind the arc. Entry pass down low, almost a bucket right there for Abby Brady. Instead of miss, but a foul, and Brady's going to get 2 at the stripe. Oh, check that. That was, I had Krentz down for 1. She already had 2, and now that's number 3. Talk about the exact opposite of what I just said. I had her down in the book for 1. She picked up a second quickly, but she had a third mixed in there already. So Krentz will sit. Emma Herman takes the seat. Lockemer and Avila, the 2 freshmen, are on. A miss for Brady on her first. On the year, a 68% free throw shooter. Misses both, grabs her own miss. East saves the possession. Kai Buell. Pull up. Fadeaway jump shot. Rebound to Dunkel. They had Twombly streaking down the middle of the floor, but unable to get her the basketball. Now Twombly on the wing right side. Inside the arc, now Avila on the catch. They'll start this offensive possession well behind the three-point line. Avila. Side screen and roll action with Garcia and Dunkel. Avila. Same look, opposite side of the floor. On the bounce pass. And the screen and roll rolling to the bucket was Twombly. Nice delivery, nice catch, and nice finish for the 5'9 senior. She had 14 on Tuesday, has her first 2 points tonight. Blaney, cut off, gets it to Brady. 2 defenders run at Abby Brady. Back to Maddie Blaney in the paint, on the catch. And the feed underneath from Buell to Brady, deflected away out of bounds. It'll stay with Cheyenne East. Brooke Bailey back on as Willow Martin sits. Lead for Cheyenne East 6, 21-15 with 2:08 to play in the first half. Kai Buell. Inbounds pass comes to Blaney. Pull-up jump shot. And Maddie Blaney is looking really good out here so far. Mid-range game, solid on the boards. Lead back to 8. Lockemer, Avila. Now Twombly. Man defense from East. Tough shot there for Yada Garcia, but an offensive rebound. A little wild on that putback attempt for Dunkel, who lost her shoe. Ball is knocked away out of bounds by Scottsbluff. So Dunkel will have some shoe maintenance to worry about here quickly. Kaylee McEwen on as Abby Brady will sit. Minute and 40 seconds to play in this first half. High school basketball coverage on KNEB. Download the Elite Physical Therapy Sports app, your go-to sports app, the latest news and live scores. Plus, watch KNEB.TV sporting events, listen to KNEB.TV or KNEB Sports, our radio call, right there in the app. Download it today. The Elite Physical Therapy KNEB Sports app for your smartphone or tablet. A turnover by East, their 4th of the quarter, 6th of the game. Lead sticks at 8, 23-15, coming up on 1.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Right to the rim, partially blocked shot for McEwen, defending against Yada Garcia. Now Blaney shows her versatility, handles the basketball, got away with a double dribble, and then a blocking foul called underneath against Scottsbluff. At least it looked that way to me. Lockemer picks up the personal. That'll be her second. 16th foul called against Scottsbluff here in the half. Inbounding will be McEwen. They slip the pass in, and they go right back to McEwen, knocked away from behind. Turnover number 7. Scottsbluff into the front court quickly with Avila. Not looking for her shot so far tonight. Dunkel down low. McEwen blocked it from behind. Boy, looked like all ball from this perspective. Didn't see some of that body contact, though. Could have been where that foul call came. Foul on McEwen. That'll be her second in limited minutes. 2 apiece, McEwen, Buell, and Erickson. And Garcia. Able to knock down the front end. 65 seconds to play in the first half. A miss, and McEwen grabs the defensive rebound for East. She's directing some traffic. Let's see if she'll screen across. Now they get it to the high post, Blaney. They run two defenders at her. McEwen underneath, can't score. Ball batted around off the miss. It'll stay with East. 46.4 to play. Willow Martin will trigger the inbounds pass. Martin gets it back. Flashing to the high post, nothing there. Now they get it to Blaney. Blaney operates away from the elbow, gets the basketball. Entry pass to McEwen. Lefty flip off the square. Kayla McEwen has her first field goal off the bench. She averages 5 points and 5 rebounds. Her head coach told me that she started about half their games. Avila this time looks for the shot, knocks down the tray. Mariah Avila, the freshman, no hesitation there, and a big triple. Back to a 6-point lead is all now for Cheyenne East, 25-19. High post, ball deflected, loose on the floor. Bodies hit the deck, whistle, jump ball. It'll go to Scottsbluff. .2 to play. Garcia gets it running towards the basket and leans into one, and we're going to get a foul called against Sydney Miller. That'll be the first on Miller, and East bails Scottsbluff out with under a second to play. A chance for a couple cheapies now at the line. Free cheapies. Can they take advantage? Garcia does on the first. 4 in the quarter. She's got 5 points. .2 on the clock. Lead at 5 for Cheyenne East, 25-20. Couple of makes for Garcia. And at the half, we've got a score of 25-21. Scottsbluff hanging right with the number 2 team in the state of Wyoming in Class 4A. At the break, 2 quarters are complete. At Cheyenne East 25, Scottsbluff 21 on the west.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
Halftime tonight on KNEB.TV and 101.7 The Trail. Chris Cottrell with you from Scottsbluff High. Doubleheader action here at the SHS Gym this evening. Cheyenne East in town. Scottsbluff will head to Cheyenne tomorrow morning as they've got girls and boys action scheduled at Cheyenne Central. Varsity games will be at Central. I believe some of the other JV action could be over at Story Gym. I don't have the overall complete schedule in front of me, but varsity action at Cheyenne Central. Love that gym. So looking forward to making that trip over to Cheyenne tomorrow. Halftime score right now of our girls matchup. East from Cheyenne with a 4-point lead on Scottsbluff, 25-21. We'll add up the numbers, come back in just a moment, and we'll get to our Arby's halftime update when we come back.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
Time for a look at the halftime numbers brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. Our Arby's halftime update will start with Cheyenne East. They lead this thing 25-21. 7 turnovers in the first half, 5 of those in the second quarter, scoring by quarter 14 and 11 for their 25. They've had 5 players score, 4 starters are in the book. Led by Madison Blaney, a 5'10 junior, who has 10. 6 points for Sydney Miller, 5 points for Kai Buell. She's kind of their star point guard, averages 17. Had 2 early fouls, so she's been on and off the floor here in that first half. Probably going to see a heavier dose of minutes in this second half as they lead by 4. And the other scorer for East in the first half was Kaylee McEwen, who had 2 points off the bench. For Scottsbluff, 8 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second as they picked it up a notch for their 21. I've got them for 8 turnovers, really just kind of vice versa of East. They had 5 in the first quarter, cleaned it up, and had just 2 in quarter number 2. 6 players have scored. Yada Garcia leads the way with 6 points. Emma Herman scored the first 2 field goals of the game for Scottsbluff, including a 3. She has 5 points, 3 points apiece for Aubrey Krentz and Mariah Veal. Kara Twombly has 2 points through 2 quarters so far tonight. Halftime score at Scottsbluff. Lady Bearcats trailing Cheyenne East. It's the T-Birds leading 25-21 on the West Coast scoreboard.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
You can depend on us and all of the affiliates of the Rural Radio Network to give you up-to-the-second coverage on issues related to agriculture. On the air, online, and on your phone. We're advocates for agriculture, along with being broadcast journalists covering the stories and events encompassing the challenges of feeding America and the world in the 21st century. And we're proud to do it for you, the stations of the Rural Radio Network.
Chris Cottrell back here tonight. Scottsbluff High at our Logos broadcast location. Second deck here at the Scottsbluff High Gym. Another key in that first half, almost maybe the key number for the Lady Bearcats. Aubrey Krentz has 3 fouls. Occasionally she gets into that foul trouble, and it occurred again here in the opening half, so we'll see how long she's able to stay without that 4th foul when things would get really dicey as far as playing time's concerned and some of those offensive for defensive substitutions. Krentz with 3 fouls and 3 points. Halftime score 25-21 with Cheyenne East on top of Scottsbluff by 4. Boys game later on tonight. Scottsbluff 5-5, Cheyenne East at 9-1. Their lone loss came to Thunder Basin. Scottsbluff also lost to Thunder Basin out at Gillette, in Gillette at the Campbell County Invite, that RE/MAX Professionals Tournament. Second weekend of the season. Bit of a surprising result that East would lose to that Thunder Basin team. Thunder Basin plays hard, and they can kind of run at you defensively, muck it up a little bit, and they're able to pull the upset on East, who then bounced back and throttled Campbell County one day after that loss to Thunder Basin. So we should have an outstanding boys game a little later on this evening. Right now, here in the girls game, halftime score, it is Cheyenne East with a 25-21 lead on Scottsbluff on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Anyone who calls it a hobby doesn't understand. We know that a person's passion is what drives them. And that's why every memorial we create is a true reflection of the individual. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignitynebraska.com.
Halftime score tonight, the Scottsbluff girls trailing Cheyenne East 25-21. Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit offers regularly scheduled accessible bus service, serving communities between Alliance and Scottsbluff on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and 21 Panhandle communities on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Reservations are required. Visit panhandletrails.com or call 761 TRIP 761 TRIM. Second half action in just a quick minute or two. We'll come back after another halftime timeout. It's 25-21. Scottsbluff trailing East by 4 on the west.
Every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
Start of the second half tonight on KDB.TV and 101.7 The Trail. A little bit of a zone look right now from the Lady Cats on the defensive end. Kai Buell handles the basketball. Pretty quiet first half. She had 5. She averages 17. Open look underneath. They got it to Abby Brady. Good feed from Abby Erickson. So the Abbies get together on the assist and finish, and it'll be Brady with a shot at the three-point play. That was her first field goal, so now all 5 starters are in the book tonight for East. Too strong. Rebound comes off. Grab by Erickson. Now Miller on some dribble penetration, and up and down she went. Easy call, a travel. And that's turnover number 8 committed by East. 7:32 to play. Clock runs here in the third quarter. High dribble for Lockemer, dangerously close to maybe a carry, and even looked like she got that offhand near the basketball. Dunkel at the high post left side. Handoff goes to Garcia. Got deep, rebounded by Erickson, but she stepped along the baseline. It'll stay with Scottsbluff. 27-21 is the count. Kara Twombly will inbound it for the Lady Cats, and they turn it over quickly, trying to squeeze one into Erickson, and then she lost the basketball out of bounds. Not sure she ever had possession, so we won't charge turnover to either team there. Feeling kind here on a Friday evening. Garcia to Lockemer. Just over 7 minutes to play. Driving right. Garcia can't get that one to go off the square. Rebounded by Brady. Erickson's outlet pass deflected away out of bounds by Lockemer. East will inbound along the near sideline. errant pass right into the hands it goes. And on the run out, missing the layup that time, was Kiera Twombly. He sets up. Entry pass down low, knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with East. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play in this third quarter. Erickson inbounds the basketball to Kai Buell. Buell, again, 3A Player of the Year last year at Rock Springs. Feeds the corner. She'll get the assist on the three ball from Abby Erickson. First tray tonight for Erickson, just the second three of the game for East. They lead it by 9. Lockheimer on the catch, right wing. Goes to the bucket, a whistle and a foul going to go against Madison Blaney. Her second. Buell, Erickson, Blaney, and Kaylee McEwen off the bench. All 4 players with 2 fouls apiece. Scottsbluff basketball. Twombly plays it into Yada Garcia. Got Sydney Miller defending. Garcia, not exactly sure what she wanted to do right there, and that indecision led to a turnover first of the half and a pull-up jumper for Buell. She knew it was off the mark as soon as she released it. Now Miller's got it in her hands, and Sydney Miller converts on the second opportunity on that trip down the floor. Miller has 8. Turnover number 10 committed by Scottsbluff moments ago. Leads at 11, 5:53 to play in the third quarter. They lob it into Brady. That is too easy, just too easy. Throw it up for Brady, catch. She kept the basketball high, went right up, and a bucket. A foul in the backcourt goes against Kai Buell. So that's going to be her third. Or did they get that one to Erickson? I think they gave that one to Erickson. Her third. So either way, someone was picking up a third foul. Miller, McEwen, Willow Martin. Also Brooke Bailey on the floor. McEwen defending in the post area. And scoring with the left on the jump hook that time, Mackenzie Dunkel. It looks like we've got a technical foul being assessed here. Trying to get everything sorted out. Technical goes on East, and so Krentz will head to the foul line. Aubrey Krentz, an 80% foul shooter. Calmly knocks in the first, her 4th point tonight. Couple of makes at the stripe for Krentz. She's got 5 points. Leads at 9 for Cheyenne East. And big spot right there for Scottsbluff. They convert the tees at the tee at the line for 2 makes. And they get the basketball back. Avila runs the point right now. Fires a pass to Krentz. Looked right, dribbles middle. Now Twombly. They switch defensively. Now McEwen jumps back down in the post to guard Herman. Side screen and roll. Twombly gives it up to Avila. Looks to get rid of it quickly to Aubrey Krentz. Krentz, high post, Dunkel. That's one of her favorite moves. Look left, spin back middle. Fouled on the shot, and Mackenzie Dunkel's going to get 2 free throws. Willow Martin charged with the personal foul, her first. 3rd team foul here in the second half called against Cheyenne East. Dunkel now with 6 points tonight. That equals a team high. Or no, check that. That's her 5th point. Yada Garcia has 6. Now a second make, and Dunkel's up to 6 points in the score column. 34-27. Lady Bearcats hanging around here. Down by just 7. Kai Buell with Yada Garcia defending. Buell feeds the wing. Open 3 on the way. Too strong. Offensive rebound off the miss from Bailey. Grabbed by Buell. Buell works along the baseline. Underneath. Got it up and in for a deuce. Good looking offensive move there from Kai Buell. And an outlet pass. Herman on the catch. Now Dunkel. Got McEwen up off the floor. Thought she had the block shot. She just stayed both feet planted. Probably still blocks the shot. Probably doesn't get the whistle. Third foul on McEwen. And Dunkel, that's a smart play though. Utilize the pump fake and use the aggressiveness of the defender against her. 3 out of 3 at the line in this third quarter for Dunkel. KNEB.TV coverage tonight, also 101.7 The Trail and KNEB.com as well. Glad to have you. Chris Cottrell with you from our Logos broadcast location here. Second level at Scottsbluff High. Dunkel gets them both. 6 in the quarter. She's up to 8 to lead Scottsbluff. Lead right now at 7, 36-29. Kai Buell. A lot of dribbling. Gives it off to Miller. Buell floats to the wing. Pass in and out of the hands of Willow Martin. There's a turnover committed by Cheyenne East. Scottsbluff into the front court. Twombly, pump or shot fake, gets rid of it to Aubrey Krentz. Krentz bounce pass down low. Dunkel. Another clean look, grabs her own miss. Kind of had it partially deflected on the way up off the floor. That time out of bounds, last touch by East. It'll stay Scottsbluff ball. 4:07 to play in the third quarter. 36-29. Scottsbluff trying to make it a 5-point deficit, a 4-point deficit with a 3 ball here. Krentz is on the floor, floating around that 3-point line on the wing left side. She's got her hands on it. Side screen and roll. Open shot for Emma Herman. Herman halfway down, it comes out. O-board underneath, and Dunkel can't finish on the offensive putback. Now Sydney Miller picks up her dribble. They get the basketball to Buell. 3:40 to play in the third. High dribble from Buell. Coach Balish wanted to carry. Instead, Blaney gives it off to Buell, cutting through the paint. She backs the dribble out behind the line. Whips a pass, opposite side of the floor, the skip pass. No box out from Krentz. And that allowed Bailey to grab her own miss. And eventually the ball knocked away. Buell will inbound for East. They screen side to side. Buell wants the basketball in the paint. She's got it. Tough angle on the fadeaway jump shot that time with multiple defenders hanging around her. Emma Herman charged with her second foul. So Buell at the line where she's nearly money, 88%. She averages 17 points a game, has just 8 tonight. Played at Rock Springs last year, defending 3A Player of the Year in Wyoming. And Buell gets a pair at the stripe. 3:15 to play here in the third quarter. Scottsbluff basketball, and they're going to get a travel. As Garcia wanted to find Krentz, but a little late on the delivery, slid the pivot foot. 11th turnover committed by the Lady Bearcats. Buell to the wing. Now Blaney, she's been quiet here in the quarter. Block shot. Blaney had 10 points in the first half. I believe that was her first look, first attempt from the floor here in the quarter, and a foul goes against Sydney Miller. Second foul on Miller. Krentz will inbound along the near sideline. They get it to a cutting Garcia. They dump it down low, and they're going to get Brady on the foul, on the shot attempt from Mackenzie Dunkel. First foul of the game on Abby Brady, the 6'2 senior. Dunkel's been sharp at the line here in the quarter. 5 for 5 at the charity stripe in this third stanza for Mackenzie Dunkel. 2:49 to play in the third. And an 8-point lead, 38-30. It stays that way on the miss from Dunkel. First miss of the quarter. Dangerous pass in the backcourt, but Buell secures the loose ball. It's been a good matchup, and Scottsbluff's been man with Garcia defending against Buell. Buell posting up. Now Brady back into the corner. Blaney. And they get it to Brady. Help defense rotated a couple of times. They kind of had everything covered up, but Krentz picks up her fourth foul as she switched off onto Abby Brady. So Krentz has 4. She'll sit. Mariah Avila, one of the 2 freshmen that's seen a lot of minutes this year, checks in for the Lady Cats. Elbow jumper right side. Would not drop. We've got a whistle and a foul called against Scottsbluff underneath off the miss from Maddie Blaney. Foul on the floor. It goes against Mackenzie Dunkel. First foul of the game on Dunkel. Buell, boy, kind of used her eyes to get the defense to move, and that's set up an open 3-point shot for Brooke Bailey out of the left corner. That play was all made. I mean, the shot drops, so you credit the shooter, but Buell made that play on the inbounds pass. Zone defense now in the half court. Almost forces a turnover underneath Avila. Now with the basketball. Nice feed, and Emma Herman finishes it off. She's got 7 points in the game. Third field goal for the 6-foot junior. Buell, quick shot on the other end. Loose ball, Buell's got it. That'll be a lefty finish for 2 for Kai Buell. 6 in the quarter, she's up to 11, averages 17 per game. 43-32, and all of a sudden it's an 11-point lead for Cheyenne East. Yada Garcia with 1 minute and 35 seconds to play. Aubrey Krentz on the bench with 4 personals. Garcia almost lost the dribble. Tries to find Twombly. Twombly, quick turnaround shot, and then good offensive rebounding position for Herman. Knocked away out of her hands from behind by a Cheyenne East defender. It'll stay with Scottsbluff. 1:25 to play in the third. Willow Martin back in, and checking in for the first time is Emma Jacobson, a sophomore for East. 43-32. Garcia on the catch, tough angle. Really had to adjust that shot when she got to the release point in the air. 3, left side, that would not go. Herman, a strong rebound on the defensive end. And they almost throw the basketball away. Twombly has it. 60 seconds to go in the quarter. Dunkel underneath. That one just slides off the rim into the hands of Martin on the miss from Dunkel. Here comes Kai Buell. 6 in the quarter. And a whistle and a foul called. On Kiera Twombly. First foul on Twombly. 51.8 to play in the quarter. We'll have the Runs a post-game show following our girls matchup here. Post-game look at the numbers brought to you by Arby's, our Taco John's player of the game as well. Buell again, 88% at the stripe, 3 for 3 in the third quarter. Make it 4 out of 4 for Kai Buell. 8 in the quarter, she's up to 13 for the night. She leads all scorers. Set for a good chunk of time in that first half with foul trouble on the bounce, right to the rim, coast to coast. And Yada Garcia scores it for Scottsbluff. Buell, a lot of dribbling out high. Feeds the basketball to Martin. Martin, triple threat position. Caitlin Castle also on for the first time here tonight. They switch off. Buell, 2 defenders near in the paint. Miller can't score. Offensive rebound. Buell underneath. Shot partially blocked. Offensive rebound. Another attempt. Still loose off another East miss. Rebounded by Dunkel. Jimmy Baltazar, one of the officials, picks himself up off the deck. High arcing jumper would not go for Herman as the buzzer sounds. We are through 3 quarters here tonight at Scottsbluff, and it's Cheyenne East leading the Lady Cats 45-34 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Love that Travis Kelce jersey this guy's got on. Chiefs play at home tomorrow against the Colts. We'll have coverage for you on 960 and 100.3. NFL divisional round doubleheader tomorrow. Coverage starts at 2. That first game will kick off at 2:30. Chiefs Colts followed up by the Cowboys at the Rams. Fourth quarter action just underway here at Scottsbluff High. 1-2 girls game and an 11-point lead for Cheyenne East, 45-34. Avila to Twombly. Now Avila knocks down a long 2-point field goal for Mariah Avila, her second made jumper of the game. Catching middle, using the left hand and scoring, swooping across the paint, and that long wingspan and a lefty delivery from Abby Brady. All 6 of her points coming here in this second half. Twombly slows it down, gets it to Garcia. Crossover dribble into the paint. Straight up defense by Buell, forced a tough look. And the rebound to East. Buell on the push. Buell stays on the dribble. Has 3 defenders near. That pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with East. Brooke Bailey back in. Lockemer on the floor now for Scottsbluff with Avila sitting. Emma Herman also to the bench with Aubrey Krentz checking in. Likely to see OD swaps in and out for Krentz the rest of the way. Entry pass into the paint. She used the left last trip down. This time Brady went to the right on the baby hook in the middle of the paint. Fouled, and Abby Brady will shoot 2 at the stripe. 68% free throw shooter on the season for Abby Brady. 1 minute and 3 seconds into the fourth quarter. (47-36), the lead's at 11. And Brady, by the time she gets to the release on that shot, it's more like a one-hand release. That offhand really kind of leaves the basketball about halfway up. And Brady missed them both, but the ball's loose on the floor. We've got a whistle and a jump ball, and the possession arrow gives it to East. Abby Erickson will inbound for the Thunderbirds. They get Blaney open, and she finishes with the left. You can tell the fundamental work that a lot of these young ladies have worked on over the years for East. They can finish with both hands around the rim. For Blaney, her first points of the second half. She's got 12 in the game. Turnover committed by Scottsbluff. I've got them now for 12. Erickson whips a pass to Blaney. She'll finish from the left block. And Blaney with back-to-back buckets, up to 14. Turnover underneath, and things are getting away from Scottsbluff here for the moment. Luckily, East unable to convert. The lead's at 15, biggest of the game at 51-36. Lockemer, Dunkel, Krentz, Twombly, and Garcia, the original starting 5, are on the floor right now for Scottsbluff. That was the 7th foul committed by East, so now into the 1-and-1. It'll be Twombly at the stripe, a 42% free throw shooter on the year for Kiera Twombly. Too strong, and Lockemer outruns McEwen to the basketball. A defended three-point attempt that time, and Krentz couldn't get it to go. Offensive foul on Lockemer, trying to battle for a rebound on the backside after that miss. Third foul on Brady Lockemer. 6:13 to play in the fourth quarter. (51-36) lead at 15. Again, that's the biggest of the game. Miller can't convert. Check that. That was Brooke Bailey. Outlet pass. There's Miller getting a hand on it, knocking away out of bounds. 6:09 to play in the game. Boys action coming up a little bit later on. Scottsbluff girls and boys tomorrow will be at Cheyenne Central for afternoon tips. Krentz, tough angle on the bounce pass. It winds up a turnover. 14 unofficially now committed by Scottsbluff, and then East throws it away. Their 12th turnover of the ball game. Yada Garcia cut off when she got right around the foul line area. Now Twombly back to Yada. Yada, right hand dribble, has it knocked away, and there's a steal. Run out the other direction and a lefty layup as Brooke Bailey has her second field goal, 5 points in the game, and it's a 17-point lead. Block shot from behind, and McEwen called for the foul. Fourth foul on Kaylee McEwen. Kai Buell going to check back in here in a moment. 7 players have scored for Cheyenne East, 6 in the book tonight for Scottsbluff. At the line, Lockemer, too strong. 3 subs, Brady. Now we get a timeout on the floor. We'll reset those lineups for you in just a moment. 5:34 to play in the game. 53-36. East is taking control right now on the West Coast scoreboard.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
We can't warn you that karma is very real. But we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Runza makes it all better.
Lockemer, a made free throw out of the timeout. Missed shot from Cheyenne East on the other end, and Scottsbluff now quickly into the half court. A step back triple, rattles around, comes out, falls back down, and a 3-ball for Aubrey Krentz. She has 8 points, her second made tray of the night. Buell lobs it underneath, beautifully set up by Buell. Spun away from a defender, and then a right hand lob delivery to Brady. Brady playing well in this second half. She's got all 8 of her points after the halftime break. Dunkel gives it to Garcia. Screen and roll action, nothing doing with Dunkel moving towards the rim. Whistle, jump ball, possession arrow will keep it with Scottsbluff. A win for Cheyenne East, they'll improve to 13-1. Scottsbluff with a loss would drop back to 500 at 6-6. Krentz, inbounds pass goes to Garcia. They run Krentz off a screen, nothing doing on the catch. She'll dribble right, shoot over top of Brady, and Aubrey Krentz has a second consecutive three. Look out when she starts to hit even just two in a row. The pressure cooker could explode. Buell on the dribble drive, feeds the right corner, missing badly on the jump shot, Willow Martin. Ball grabbed by Krentz, gets it off to Yada Garcia. Coming up on the halfway point of this fourth quarter. You know that one's on the way. Krentz fouled on the three-point shot. Buell didn't like the call, shaking her head. That's her fourth foul, and Krentz will get 3 free throws. Check that. That's the third on Buell. At the line this season, coming into action tonight, Krentz, an 80% foul shooter, left the first one short. 55-43. The lead right now at 12. 17 has been the biggest of the game for East. And Krentz now misses a pair. Still one to go. Willow Martin and Brooke Bailey will take a seat for the Lady T-Birds. Blaney's back onto the floor. Krentz gets 1 of 3, 7 points in the quarter. She's up to 12, 7 of their 10 here in the fourth quarter for Aubrey Krentz. Yada Garcia defends against Kai Buell. Buell. Now Erickson holds the ball high above her head, goes right by the defender, splits two on the way to the rim, left the layup short with the scoop right hand delivery. In transition, that's going to go out of bounds. They'll say off East as Twombly trying to bounce pass to Yada Garcia on the break. Kaylee McEwen with her 4 fouls back on as Abby Brady sits. Bounce pass comes into Yada Garcia. And the rebound to Abby Erickson. They get it quickly to Buell, up ahead. And a bucket on, that's a secondary little break, a run to the rim that time. And Blaney finishes scoreless in the third. She's got 6 in the quarter, 16 now. Leading East, Krentz. Well, that looked good on the release. Rims off the iron and then the backboard. Another nice outlet pass. A second pass. The extra feed, this one from Blaney to Erickson. It all started again with Buell. But Erickson gets the bucket. Took some contact. Hoop in the horn. Chance for a 3-point play and a timeout now taken by Dave Bolish in Scottsbluff. 3:09 to play in regulation. Back to a 15-point lead for Cheyenne East on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Byers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly staff will put in the work to help you reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scottsbluff, Gering, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbyersrealty.com. Or you can visit our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, right next to Bumper to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
3:09 to play in regulation. It's a 15-point lead for Cheyenne East. High school basketball coverage tonight on KDB.TV and 101.7 The Trail. Trying to finish off a 3-point play at the line is Abby Erickson. She does just that. Just a 50% foul shooter. That one looks solid. And right now the lead is up to 16 at 60-44. Krentz feeds Garcia. She'll dribble down the right side of the paint and gets that off the square for a deuce. Yada Garcia reaches double figures. She has 10. Lead at 60-46. Dunkel with the basketball on the steal near midcourt. That's the 13th turnover, and Krentz buries a long ball. Third tray of the quarter, 10 points in the fourth for Aubrey Krentz. And Kai Buell, we've got a whistle and a timeout taken by Cheyenne East. We'll stay right here as all of a sudden Scottsbluff's cut the deficit to 11 at 60-49 with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to play. Saw a score update from over at Gering. After 3, the Gering girls were leading Gordon Rushville. I believe it was 35-30 is the score I saw. Jeff Kelly's got the Gering Gordon Rushville doubleheader for you on KNEB 960 and 100.3 FM. Online also, kneb.com. Boys game a bit later from over at Gering. We'll have a boys matchup here. Hoping for a dandy with Scottsbluff and Cheyenne East. East comes in 9-1, ranked second in Class 4A in Wyoming. A Cheyenne weekend for the Scottsbluff girls and boys at Central tomorrow. Love that gym, something about it. Got that parquet floor look. 60-49. One thing about Central, at least on the boys' side, you know they're going to be a well-coached team. Scottsbluff forces another turnover. That's 14 unofficially committed by Cheyenne East. 2:29 to play here in the fourth. Lead stays at 11. Erickson will guard the inbounds pass. They bounce it into Garcia. Krentz has got the hot hand here in the fourth. Trying to find just a little bit of room to get it off. She did. Knocked down a tray. Got fouled. Chance for a 4-point play for Aubrey Krentz. 4 threes in the quarter. That'll make it 60-52. Chance to cut it to 7 if Krentz can convert at the stripe. So they're going to say that was a made 3, and then the foul occurred after both players hit the floor. So Krentz will get 2 shots with East in the double bonus. So a chance at a 5-point play basically for Aubrey Krentz. Wow. Krentz has 14 points in the quarter, 19 in the game to lead all scores. A possible huge momentum shift right here for the Lady Cats, and Krentz got them both. A 5-point possession. If you're East, you've got to get the ball to Buell. Instead, it's McEwen. Still a good job. Erickson has it. Erickson reach-in foul called against Twombly. 2:12 to play here in the game. Kira Twombly, her second. .212 to play, 60. They're trying to get the scoreboard figured out. 60-55 is the number right now. So just a 5-point cushion for the T-Birds here coming down to the final couple of minutes. Big make for Abby Erickson. 9 points tonight for Erickson. Lead at 6. It's Dunkel, Lockemer, Krentz, Twombly, and Garcia, the 5 right now for Scottsbluff. Really no rotation on that foul shot from Erickson. Little bit too strong. Now Krentz going to the basket, gets it to Yada Garcia. Garcia bounce pass to Twombly. She comes right, feeds Lockemer. Let's see if they try and set Krentz up one way or the other, get her the basketball. Instead, Yada Garcia forces one up, forces some contact, and now Yada will get 2 at the stripe. 1:53 to play in the game. Scottsbluff trailing by just 6, 61-55. Dave Bolish pulls everyone away from the foul line as Garcia shoots. Yada Garcia now with 11. Make it 12. So they pick up a point. on that possession swap. 1-2 at the line for East. And then Garcia, and I think, and we're going to get a timeout here as they're going to have to double check the scorebook. I think maybe Cheyenne East is short a point on the board. We'll take a quick breather and see if we can get this sorted out. Quick timeout, 61-57, the current score right now on the West Coast scoreboard.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
Well, they got the scorers table situation figured out quickly. Score was correct, 61-50. They dropped a point for Scottsbluff, so 61-56. So that was the change that was made. Then a missed shot on both ends, and then a reach-in foul, over the back foul moments ago called against Scottsbluff, and that'll send Kaylee McEwen to the stripe. Just a 42% shooter at the line. She will get 2, and that one looked pretty good. Third point tonight for Kaylee McEwen. 92 seconds to go here in regulation. Brady Lockemer sits, Yada Garcia back on. You've got Dunkel, Twombly, Yada, Aubrey Krentz, and Mariah Avila for Scottsbluff. McEwen, line drives that one off the heel of the iron, grabbed by Scottsbluff on the miss. Some pressure in the backcourt, that'll kind of slow things up. Outlet pass up ahead, Dunkel can't finish. Ball knocked away out of bounds, touched last by Aubrey Krentz. It'll go back to Cheyenne East with 1:18 to play in regulation, 62-56. The East Lady T-Birds lead it by 6, and they have the basketball. Full court pressure will be applied by Scottsbluff. Erickson inbounds to Blaney. Now they get it to Buell along the far side. Buell pushing tempo, whips a pass, and boy, a little bit too much right there. And now both teams getting sloppy with it. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Scottsbluff basketball. I've got 5 turnovers committed by East here in the quarter. Oh, they pointed Scottsbluff's direction, but instead they meant East. And Erickson will inbound. Into the backcourt to Blaney. Blaney pretty versatile. Gets it to Erickson. Face guarding Buell away from the basketball, trying to keep it out of her hands. She's got it now. Buell spin dribbles towards the middle. Nothing doing. Gets the ball to Sydney Miller. 40 seconds to play in the game. Check that. Yep, 50 seconds, off by 10. That kind of matters at this point of the contest. Whistle and a foul goes on Scottsbluff. And that's number 5 on Brady Lockemer. She'll finish her night with a single point scored, and she'll finish it on the bench after she picks up her 5th. Fellow freshman Mariah Avila will check in now. Avila on, Lockemer off. Freshman for freshman down the stretch here at Scottsbluff High tonight. Nice crowd on hand. A lot of rotation on that foul shot. Sydney Miller gets it to drop. Miller with 9. 13 for Buell, 9 for Miller. Erickson has 9. 16 for Blaney, 8 for Brady. Solid production from the starting five, as you would expect. A missed shot, ball loose underneath. East grabs the offensive rebound. Erickson gets it to Miller, and Buell wants the basketball. They run two defenders. Boy, Buell wants it. She shoots 88%. Instead, Miller goes back at just 48% at the line. 63-56 our score. Sydney Miller at the foul line with 37.8 to play in the fourth quarter. Leads at 7 for Cheyenne East. And Miller drops in the first into double figures now with 10. Eight-point cushion. And Miller misses the second, but another offensive rebound. And that's about going to do it as they foul Buell, and she'll take her 88% free throw shooting right to that spot, the foul line. 32.6 to play. Lead at 8. Couple of makes here. And instead, Buell misses the first. Buell gets one of two, and we've got a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. With East on top by 9, 65-56. Boys game will be coming up next. Scottsbluff 5-5, and Cheyenne East at 9-1 on the season. Both teams with a loss to Thunder Basin. That's the only loss on the year for the Cheyenne East boys. Out of the timeout, it'll be Buell, Blaney, Miller, Willow Martin, and Abby Erickson for Cheyenne East. And for Scottsbluff, Krentz, Avila, Dunkel, Garcia, and Twombly. 32.6 to play in the fourth quarter. Twombly fires an inbounds pass to Mariah Avila. The freshman brings it across the timeline. Garcia attacks the rim, quickly scores a deuce. And a timeout taken by Dave Bolish. It'll be a full timeout. We'll break as well. 25.5 seconds to go in this one. 65-58, East on top on the West Coast.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
East basketball, pressure in the full court from Scottsbluff. Erickson looks left, finds Miller, now into the hands of Kai Buell. Two defenders near. Now they're just going to run and jump on whoever's got the basketball, and they can't wait much longer. Krentz fouls out, and that fifth foul for Krentz will send Kai Buell to the foul line. So Krentz got Scottsbluff back in it tonight. She had 4 threes here in the fourth quarter, had 15 points in the stands, and finishes with what would be a game-high 20 on the night. 15 of her 20 in the fourth. And Kai Buell now with 14 herself for East, knocks down the first. Again, 88% on the year coming into action this evening. Buell cans a pair. And the lead now at 9, 67-58. Yada Garcia is going to attack the rim. Bounce pass underneath to Herman at her shot block from behind by Buell. Erickson, now Buell. And that'll run the clock out. Final score 67-58. Your final here tonight. Scottsbluff Falls on their home floor by 9. 67-58. The final score. Scottsbluff falls to 6-6. Cheyenne East improves to 13-1. We'll get to our Runs of Post-Game show in just a moment. We'll look at post-game numbers and also get to our Player of the Game honors. Final score in our girls matchup, 67-58. Cheyenne East a winner over the Lady Bearcats.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Chris Cottrell with you here tonight, KNEB.TV, 101.7 The Trail. Sure glad to have you along for Scottsbluff girls and boys. Doubleheader action tonight here at home against Cheyenne East. Girls game just wrapped up. Time to deliver you our Runs of Post-Game show here at KNEB. TV side tonight, radio as well. We'll add up some of the numbers, get you all the scoring totals from this girls matchup. Won moments ago by East, 67-58. In just a moment, we'll add these up, come back with our Arby's post-game update. Again, your final score here tonight, 67-58. The Scottsbluff girls fall by 9 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
Time for a look at the post-game numbers. Our Arby's post-game update here on KNEB.TV and 101.7 The Trail. Of course, Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. We'll start with Scottsbluff. They fall by 9 here in this one. Leading the way, leading all scorers was Aubrey Krentz, had 15 of her 20 in the fourth quarter, a 20-point outing for Krentz, not 4.5 points over her season average. 13 for Yada Garcia, the only other double-digit scorer tonight. 9 points for Mackenzie Dunkel, a 7 spot for Emma Herman, 5 over her season average. Mariah Vila came off the bench to tally 5, 2 points tonight for Kiara Twombly, and a single free throw for Brady Lockemer. The freshman finished with 1 off the bench. Now check that, Lockemer got the start tonight. It was Herman off the bench with those 7 points. I had unofficially Scottsbluff with 17 turnovers, scoring by quarter, 8, 13, 13, and then 24. Of course, 15 of those from Krentz in the final stanza. For Cheyenne East, they scored by quarter 14, 11, 20, and 18, 67 their final scoring output tonight. They had 3 in double figures. Madison Blaney had 16. Kai Buell, their top scorer, had 15, and 10 for Sydney Miller. Right there near double figures, Abby Erickson had 9, and Abby Brady all 8 of her points after halftime. 5 off the bench for Brooke Bailey, and Kaylee McEwen, saddled with foul trouble, and her minutes off the bench finished with a 3-point evening. Unofficially had Cheyenne East for 15 turnovers on the night. Once again, your final score in our girls matchup, Cheyenne East 58. Or check that 67. Look at the Scottsbluff side of the ledger, 67 for East. And Scottsbluff finishes with 58. 67-58. Lady Cats drop to 6-6. We'll come back and get to our Taco John's player of the game right after this when the Runza post-game show continues on KNEB.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Care Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Quick college basketball score update. How about the Maryland Terrapins? They've won 5 straight. They went on the road tonight. Friday night Big Ten action as they win at Indiana. Nebraska will be at Indiana coming up on Monday night. Final score, our girls game complete tonight, 67-58 here on KNEB.TV and 101.7 The Trail. A 9-point victory for the Lady T-Birds. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving their clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorst at 632-7561. Remember, together, you'll go far. Let's get to our Taco John's player of the game tonight for Scottsbluff. Player of the game brought to you by Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gering. Make Taco John's a game day tradition by unwrapping the original before or after every game. She had a quiet opening 3 quarters tonight, but Aubrey Krentz really kind of carried Scottsbluff back into this game down the stretch in the 4th. She finished with a game-high 20 points, and 15 of Krentz's 20 came in the 4th quarter. That included 4 made triples in the 4th quarter for Krentz. Averaging 15.5 coming in, she finished with a game-high 20 tonight for Scottsbluff. Aubrey Krentz for the Lady Bearcats is your Taco John's player of the game. Again, make it a game day tradition. Unwrap the original before or after every game. Both these boys teams are out on the floor warming up right now. We'll have more action for you tomorrow with the Scottsbluff girls and boys with a doubleheader up at Cheyenne Central. Those games tomorrow will be, the varsity games will be at Central High School. Many times you head to Cheyenne and play some games at Story Gym. Also want to pass this nugget along. Got word this morning that next Saturday's Scottsbluff at Gering doubleheader has now been moved away from Gering High School. They'll play that girls and boys varsity action doubleheader next Saturday night at Cougar Palace. That should make for a great setting and a wild evening of rivalry hoops next Saturday, January 19th. Varsity games at 5:30 and 7. The JV games will be at Gering High School. Girls will play at 11 in the morning next Saturday. Boys at around 12:30. Should be great to have these standalone games up at WNCC next weekend. Scottsbluff Gering at WNCC's Cougar Palace. Between games tonight here on KNEB.TV and, of course, radio as well, 101.7 The Trail. Captains are meeting down around midcourt in the scorers table area. Scottsbluff with a record of 5-5. Cheyenne East comes in at 9-1. We'll go ahead and flip the page to our boys' matchup and get to pregame coaches' comments with Scottsbluff head boys coach Scott Golian when we come back right after this on KNEB.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
On KNEB this evening. Chris Cottrell with you between games, so we'll get to the pregame portion for our boys contest on the way next with the Scottsbluff Bearcats entertaining Cheyenne East. Time to catch up with Cats head coach Scott Golian. Pregame chat brought to you by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. See Shane Wilson and his staff for all your spring sport needs. Well, Coach, I'm really been looking forward to this high school basketball season for quite some time. Time to get you reintroduced to everybody. No, I kid. You've played a few games, but man, this long layoff has been something. How in the world have you navigated all this downtime?
It was actually good for us. Get a lot more practices in. We needed practice time to maybe get some basketball legs under us and add some stuff in that we want to do. So it would have been nice to play a game in between, but weather kind of affected that, and then just shuffling around the schedule, gave us this long layoff, and it's going to feel like the start of a second season, and we're excited to get going again, and we're ready.
With this much downtime and ability to be on the practice floor, I'm guessing you kind of have to switch up the different types of practices you had. I know the day the Scottsbluff, your girls were going to play Mitchell, you guys were in the gym when I came over to do some setting up of equipment, and it looked like you kind of had guys broken up into 2 different teams doing some competition type stuff to kind of keep an edge. What different things have you tried to keep everybody on point over the last few weeks?
Yeah, we did a lot of, most of our practices were competitive in some form. Just making sure that we were competing and getting up and down and working on things that we needed to work on. I know the day you were in there, we were doing some situation stuff with the clock and just competing and figuring out some different situations and how we would go about handling those. We had some fun one day. We tried to do a lot of things to keep them engaged, because it's hard when you don't have a game to look forward to. But it's also been good. We've added some stuff in and got to work on some, fine-tuning some things as well.
So coming right back to action here in a few minutes, and the real deal showing up this weekend. Cheyenne East tonight at Cheyenne Central, a team you've already played tomorrow. Let's focus in on this East team, checking them out a little bit on Huddle. And then when you look at the stat sheet, some of the numbers that these guys are putting up, Eric Oliver, the Mccord Twins. Eric Oliver, let's start with him. This guy's stats look phenomenal. Is what you're seeing on film matching the numbers he's putting up?
Oh, yeah, he's a tremendous player. He's averaging almost 21 a game. He can shoot it from 3, he can drive it. He gets to a free throw line and knocks down free throws. He can score from all 3 levels. He yells at the glass really hard. And for the most part, he doesn't take bad shots, and that's part of the reason why he's so efficient with his percentages, because he takes really good shots. He's got good players around him. and he's their leader. I mean, there's no question about it who the best player on their team is. Got to find a way to slow him down somehow.
Now, let's get to the Mccord Twins. Last year, both were sophomores. Thought maybe a little, not inexperienced, but maybe a little, you could get under their skin a little bit. Let's put it that way. What have you seen from them on film? Have they matured a little bit? Some of their numbers they're about the same. You know, both of them have pretty comparable numbers, 6'3", 6'4", but they're not going to be 6'3", 6'4" down around the block. These are more wings and guards. Talk about those two.
Yeah, they're similar players. I think number 11, I think, is Demetrius, and he's more of a shooter, I guess. I mean, he'll shoot it a little bit more from the outside. Xavier's number 2, I think. He'll get on the block a little bit. They're both super athletic. They'll drive it really hard. We got to find a way to keep them on the perimeter.
Now, in their one loss, that came against Thunder Basin, a team you also lost to, that for the life of me, I still, every year I see Thunder Basin, I can't figure out how they pushed you last year and then they beat you this year, and I also can't figure out how they beat Cheyenne East. When you watch the film, how did that one shake out? How did that happen?
You know, they're really aggressive on defense. They're good on defense. They stick their nose in and take charges. You know, they can hit timely shots. And I think if we looked at the stats, and, you know, Cheyenne East just didn't knock down free throws. I think they were like 8 of 20 from the free throw line, lost by 5. You know, Thunder Basin hit big shots when they needed to, and were able to make things tough on Cheyenne East when Cheyenne East was on offense. So that's going to be a big key is making things very difficult on them and keeping them on the perimeter.
Big picture here for the area. I was driving back from Newcastle after watching my son's JV game with Gearing last weekend. Was able to pick up a little bit of the Cheyenne Central Alliance game, and I started to text you a little bit as I was getting back into town. Alliance goes up to Cheyenne, and they beat Natrona, and they beat South. No surprise there, but then they beat Central, and just those games alone really going to help out Alliance's power points moving forward, just playing those games. How do you see that really kind of affecting some of this seeding? And I know that's a long ways away, but that was kind of big for Alliance as far as their program and what they're trying to do, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, give Alliance credit. I mean, going over to Cheyenne and playing those schools, I mean, you know, making their schedule tougher, and they went over there and took care of business. They hit timely shots, and they played, you know, had a good strategy against Cheyenne Central and played really well. The power points deal, I mean, that's just, you know, that's out of our control. We have to take care of our own business, and that stuff will work itself out in the long run. I think the most important thing for us is we need to make sure we're playing, you know, getting to where we're playing a 4-quarter basketball game, which I don't think we've done yet. We just got to continue to get better, and the results are going to take care of themselves. And, you know, wherever we end up having to play sub districts at, you know, that'll take care of itself in the long run. And if we're playing as well as we can, I'm not too worried about where we're playing those games at.
Let's get you out of here on this one, wrapping up with Scottsbluff boys coach Scott Golian. Let's get to our key to the game, brought to you by Team Auto Center, home of the lifetime warranty. What do you guys have to do to be in this thing late and maybe win it on your home floor tonight?
First and foremost, we're going to have to take care of the basketball. Cheyenne East, you know, thrives off of live ball turnovers. They get up and press, and so we're going to have to take care of the ball first and foremost, and then keep them out of transition. We'll have to try to make the game a half-court game, especially when they're on offense, and then find a way to get easy baskets on our own. And then we're going to have to box out. We're going to have to finish possessions and close them out with giving them one shot, and if we can do that, we got a good chance.
There you have it. Keys to a win with Scottsbluff coach Scott Golian. Coach, as always, thanks for the time. Looking forward to seeing your basketball team back in action tonight here in a few minutes. Best of luck.
All right, thanks, Chris.
We'll come back with more right after this on KNEB.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
No matter matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
TV 101.7 The Trail. We've got TV radio combo for you. Scottsbluff girls lost to Cheyenne East earlier, 67-58. We're just about ready for the boys' game here in a moment or two. Take another quick timeout, come back with the introduction of starting lineups, and then it's opening tip time for the Scottsbluff boys, playing for the first time in the new year since December 21st in Cheyenne East. We've got lineups and opening tip right after this on KNEB.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Time for starting lineups here tonight, brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. From diplomas to degrees, it's for me. Learn more at wncc.edu. Starting lineup right now for Cheyenne East. Demetrius Mccord, a 6'3 junior, averages 12, 2, and 2. Chance Miller, a 6'3 junior, averages 8 points and 4 rebounds. Eric Oliver, their top guy, 20 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. 6'3 senior, he shoots the lights out from basically every level. Also Xavier Mccord, a 6'5 junior, averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds. And rounding out the starting five, Tanner Muchmore, a 6'1 senior who averages 10. For Scottsbluff, the starting five brought to you by WNCC. Sebastian Harsh, a 6'4 junior. Josiah Diolas, a 6' junior, averaging 15. Connor McCracken, a 6'4 senior, averaging 15 points a game. Jack Darnell, a 6'1 junior, averages 2 points and 3 rebounds. And inserted into the starting lineup tonight is Sam Clarkson, a 6'6 junior. Sam averaging 4.5 points and 3 rebounds. That means the bench crew tonight will feature Chance Parker, Dawson Moore, Harold Baez, and Quentin Scott. Starting lineups brought to you by WNCC. And we're moments away from opening tip-off tonight here. Our opening jump brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, where it's love at 425 degrees. Don't forget to register for the Papa Murphy's Text Club for a sweet deal there. Dan Marshall and his staff always does a great job. That's at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Scottsbluff 5-5 under the direction of head coach Scott Golian. Cheyenne East comes in 9-1, ranked second in Class 4A over in Wyoming. Eric Oliver has been lighting up the scoreboard, the scorebooks, torching nets. We'll keep an eye on number 22. Very efficient with his offensive game. Miller gets it to Oliver. Oliver, a lefty, being defended. Now Scottsbluff will start zone, a 2-3 zone and an opening turnover as Demetrius McCord throws it into traffic. Scottsbluff into the front court with Harsh, now Diolas. Much more defending Josiah Diolas. Man defense being played by Cheyenne East. Big ball game here tonight. Entry pass, and we're going to get a reach around foul called against Xavier McCord, I believe. Xavier McCord, that's his first. A lot of talent on the floor for Cheyenne East here tonight. Head coach Rusty Horsley, first year at the helm, coached the girls team at Cheyenne East prior. Step back jump shot in the paint, off the mark that time from Diolis. Now Eric Oliver has the basketball, and a stop and pop triple off the iron. Left it a little bit short and to the left, and it rolls out of bounds. It'll be Scottsbluff basketball. 48 seconds in, we're scoreless here in the first quarter. East and the Bearcats. Full court pressure being applied now by East. Darnell handles in the backcourt, gets it to Diolis. Diolis up the floor near side, goes to McCracken. Connor picks up his dribble, they reach in, and he passes back to Diolis. There's a three ball off the mark from McCracken. Long rebound comes off to Demetrius McCord, and an errant pass trying to get it to Miller. It goes out of bounds. Second turnover in the early going for Demetrius McCord. Him and Xavier McCord, twin brothers, both juniors. Both average right around 10.5, 11 points per game. They're in a full court press. Bounce it across the timeline to Harsh. Down the middle, and unable to convert the finger roll layup was McCracken. He was right there to grab the loose ball. Whistle and a foul called against East. And just like that, McCord picks up his second. Xavier McCord, 2 quick fouls. Aiden Colgan, a 6'6 senior, will check in for Xavier McCord, who's going to sit with 2 quickies for East. McCracken knocks down 2 shots at the stripe. He's a 85% foul shooter on the season. Scottsbluff cracks the seal first here tonight. They lead 2-0. A minute and 30 seconds gone by. Now Demetrius McCord misses badly from long range. Offensive rebound. A third crack at it on this offensive possession for East. Much more on the wing. Scottsbluff stays zone. They're going to try to find the soft spots with Eric Oliver here. You know they're going to try and do that. Along the baseline, Colgan doesn't look comfortable with the basketball. Lob pass out to Muchmore. Tanner Muchmore. 2 minutes gone by. East still scoreless here in the ball game. Miller lost it in the paint. Third turnover already for Cheyenne East. Behind the back dribble, down the teeth of the defense, and that ball is off the square, deflected around, batted away out of bounds off Scottsbluff. It'll go back to Cheyenne East. 5:47 to play. Here in the first quarter, an early 2-0 lead for the Bearcats. A couple of made foul shots from Connor McCracken 2 trips ago. Muchmore. High post area, it goes to Miller. Now Muchmore to Demetrius McCord. McCord looked a little rough on that opening 3-point field goal attempt. He is shooting 36% from downtown on the season. Knifing in for an offensive rebound is Eric Oliver. Now Demetrius McCord, high off the square, can't get it to go. Ball comes off. Oliver was there. I believe Clarkson touched it last. And it'll stay with Cheyenne East. Checking in now for the first time is Graydon Buell, a transfer from Rock Springs. His sister, one of the star players on the girls team earlier tonight. In fact, their leading scorer. Been told Buell is an outstanding player. Oliver in traffic, can't score. Grabs his own miss, leaves the ball for Muchmore. Outside, and the deep shot on the way, and the first shot of his Cheyenne East career well off the mark for Graydon Buell. .301 gone by in the first quarter, and we do not have a point for Cheyenne East. East falls asleep defensively. Oliver might have tweaked his back, getting up for a token block shot opportunity on what was an obvious bucket for Clarkson. Oliver straight to the rim, and he gets it to go. First 2 points for Cheyenne East. It's a 4-2 lead for the Bearcats. Crossover dribble. Harsh on the catch. Now McCracken off his screen, catch and shoot. Saw every bit of the iron, would not drop. Rebound to East. Onto the floor, Jake Rail, a 5'11 sophomore. Pass intercepted out high. This could be a one-on-none breakaway layup, and it is for Josiah Deolis, and a timeout taken by Rusty Horsley, the head coach of East High. 4:15 to play, opening quarter, and an early 6-2 lead here for the Scottsbluff Bearcats. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, KNEB.TV. And .7 scheduled accessible bus service serving communities between Alliance and Scottsbluff Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and 21 Panhandle communities on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Reservations are required. Visit panhandletrails.com or call 761-TRIP. A former Bearcat and a former T-Bird. Gabe Patton, his dad Art, I know, listening in tonight, out of town, not at the ball game. He's got some family sitting right behind me. The ball's well for the Patton clan. 6-2, back to live action. Demetrius McCord, now Eric Oliver on the dribble. There's Graydon Buell. Buell gets it off to Rail. Right side, motion offense right now for Cheyenne East. It's Buell on the catch, out of the right corner. Into traffic, dumps it down low to Demetrius McCord, whips a pass back out front. This zone defense really slowing things down for East. Scottsbluff, there goes Oliver right to the rim, and the lefty delivers his second field goal. Shoots 72% on two-point attempts this year. Well over 50 from behind the line, and a marksman at the free throw stripe as well. Good defense from Buell, but a better fadeaway jump shot around the foul line himself for Josiah Deolis. 2 buckets early, Deolis with 4, 8-4 the lead. Open look, Buell's gonna fire away. That grazed the side of the backboard. He's off to a bit of a struggle here tonight. Dawson Moore is gonna check into the game for the first time. First substitute of the night for the Bearcats. Moore's on, McCracken will take a seat. And I'll correct that statement because Sam Clarkson just sat as well, as did Jack Darnell. Missed a couple check-in. Baez and Chance Parker. Harold Baez, a 6'2 senior. Chance Parker, a 6'6 junior. 3:04 to play. Check that. 3:09. Trying to look through the backboard to the scoreboard on the far side of the floor. Blocked out to my right for a moment. Across the timeline, Dawson Moore. Off the bench, Moore averages 7 points a game. Chance Parker on the catch and shoot 3. Rebounded by Buell. Graydon Buell brings it across the timeline. In the corner, Miller. Little runner with a right hand. Little floater off the baseline left side. And Chance Miller, his first bucket. 8-6 lead for the Cats. Three-quarter court trapping zone D right now from the Thunderbirds. Baez on the right wing. Dawson Moore. Baez, open shot, that's going up every time, and that one falls for Harold Baez. Leads at 5, 11-6, opening quarter. Eric Oliver to much more. Scottsbluff stays zone. Oliver wants the ball in the left corner. Eric Oliver. Cut off along the baseline, short corner, knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay Cheyenne East ball. Darnell now back on, along with Parker, Baez, Deolis, and Dawson Moore. Jake Rail, now much more. Eric Oliver, open look for Demetrius McCord out of the corner. Halfway down it comes out. Parker the rebound, and Baez streaking down the floor. Instead gives it off to Deolis in the backcourt. Scottsbluff off to a good start tonight. They lead 11-6. Dawson Moore to Deolis. Now East goes zone. That frees up Moore for a long ball right wing. A tray for Dawson Moore. Second three of the opening quarter for Scottsbluff. They lead by 8, 14-6. Tanner Muchmore. Again, Scottsbluff in the 2-3. Eric Oliver backs the dribble out near midcourt. Now he looks to go to work. Comes to a jump stop, feeds Muchmore. Muchmore lost it on the dribble, trying to squeeze his way near the free throw line. Diolis on the break, couldn't get it with the left hand. Outlet pass up ahead. Oliver there, he'll finish at the rim with a left. Eric Oliver has 6. That's the lead for Scottsbluff, under a minute to play. Baez Euro steps his way to the rim, scores it off the square. Nice looking offensive move for Baez. Instant offense off the bench. He has 5 here in the opening quarter. They move it from right to left, swing the ball around the perimeter. Now they get it middle to Miller, and that's going to open up an open tray, and Eric Oliver buries one from behind the arc. 9 first quarter points, 16-11. Scottsbluff leads by 5, and head coach Scott Gullion wants to play for the final shot of the first quarter. 21 seconds to play. Opening quarter, Cats with a ball and a 5-point lead against Cheyenne East. Methodically working the dribble inside the arc. Now Diolis feeds the perimeter. Underneath, wide open look. Good bounce pass down low. The assist goes to Jack Darnell, and the bucket for Chance Parker.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Chris Cottrell back with you tonight. KDB.TV, 101.7 The Trail. Start of the second quarter tonight. Scottsbluff boys with a lead on Cheyenne East, 18-11. East 9-1, the number 2 ranked team in Wyoming Class 4A basketball right now through their opening 10 games. Eric Oliver, their stud, has 9. Just 2 other points came from Chance Miller. Scottsbluff's already had 6 different players score. It's Dawson Moore, Darnell, McCracken, Parker, and Baez on the floor. Catch and shoot 3. Right side wouldn't go for Connor McCracken. A whistle and a foul underneath. It's going to go against Scottsbluff and Chance Parker. First foul in the game called against the Bearcats, just 2 against East, so a pretty well played opening quarter. No turnovers, in fact, for Scottsbluff. Cheyenne East had 3. Braden Buell on the floor. Now Miller puts it on the deck. Cut off, and they're going to get him for the walk, sliding that left foot, the pivot foot. 4th turnover for the Thunderbirds. Scottsbluff girls and boys at Cheyenne Central, and those games will be at Central High tomorrow afternoon. I'll have them for you right here on the Trail. Cats have it back up 7. McCracken brings it across the timeline. Out high right side. On the dribble now Darnell. Left side near the corner. Dawson Moore on the catch, Harold Baez. Right back to the sophomore Moore, and 3 in the key now as Chance Parker catches another whistle. Turnover for Scottsbluff, their first. Scottsbluff stays 2-3. They've been zoned the entire way so far tonight. Miller, and East has really struggled with it. Miller, line drive off the glass, would not go. McCracken the rebound, had it knocked away by Tanner Muchmore. It'll stay Cats basketball. 7:04 to play in the first half. Scottsbluff leading 18-11 here in the early going. Now some full court pressure applied by East. Dawson Moore handles. Moore brings it middle, feeds Baez. Still in the backcourt across the timeline now. Left side wing. On the catch is McCracken. Connor still holds. Now Darnell. Better check that if you're a defender for East. Didn't have a hand up. Ball wouldn't drop for Dawson Moore. Oliver on the catch. Back to Muchmore. Oliver trying to set up shop in the middle against this zone. That's where you want to get the basketball, and that's the guy they want to have it. Demetrius McCord, open look for Tanner Muchmore. Downtown, and that one drops for a tray for Tanner Muchmore. Came in averaging 10, shoots 38% from behind the arc. 18-14 the score. Scottsbluff enters the ball into the post to Sam Clarkson. Now McCracken. Good man defense being played by Demetrius McCord. Here comes Oliver. Eric Oliver behind his back. Thought about the James Harden-esque three ball in transition. He's got it. Oliver. Dawson Moore. 2-3 zone. Out of the corner. Rail fires away. Another one drops from three-point range. Jake Rail. 6 points in the quarter, a pair of threes, and East is within one, 18-17. Dribble handoff, McCracken wants to attack the rim. And they're going to get Connor McCracken for the walk, a turnover for McCracken. Second turnover of the game, both here in the quarter. Committed by Scottsbluff. Connor will take a seat, as will Dawson Moore. Harsh back in. Clarkson on the floor along with Darnell, Baez, and Diolis. Demetrius McCord feeds Tanner Muchmore. Eric Oliver has the basketball. He had 9 in the first quarter. Oliver spins away, feeds the corner. Nothing doing out of the left side corner for Cheyenne East. Oliver on the catch. Couldn't knock down the tray. Baez has the basketball. They've got numbers. Hustling back, McCord. Oliver challenged the shot and blocked it on sort of that finger roll from distance, if you will, for Harold Baez. Block shot for Eric Oliver. Scottsbluff will inbound. Maybe they can catch him sleeping here and get an easy bucket. Nope, nothing doing. Nope, there it is underneath. It's exactly what happened. Defender fell asleep. Baez flashed to the block, caught the pass, and finished with an easy deuce. Harold's got 7 off the bench, and that's been big in the early going. 4:47 to play. McCord, now Oliver. Along the baseline, rail cut off. Gets it to Eric Oliver. Xavier McCord's been sitting for quite a while here in this first half with 2 early fouls. Tanner Muchmore. Diolis. Now Oliver. Rail. Back to Oliver again. Cheyenne still seeming a little out of sorts against this zone. Offensive board, Oliver 2 more off the miss from Demetrius McCord. Oliver gets, but he just smells the ball coming off the rim. He's got probably 3 offensive boards already tonight, and he's into double digits with 11. Turnaround jumper at the free throw line. Diolis has got that shot down tonight. 3 field goals so far in the half. We dip under the 4-minute mark in the second quarter. Scottsbluff leading 22-19. Tanner Muchmore. Scottsbluff's been zoned defensively every possession this evening. Muchmore picked up his dribble, now finds McCord. He lost it. Demetrius McCord spins into trouble. Good passing down in the paint area, and Oliver couldn't finish, but Muchmore grabbed a backside rebound. 3.5 minutes to play. Rail handles for East. Muchmore on the wing left side. Back to Rail. Oliver operating around that free throw line, high post area. Reverse layup, nice finish at the rim for Demetrius McCord. That's the first point for either of the Mccord twins here tonight. And East is back within 1, 22-21. That was sick. Now Baez. Harsh. Darnell, they move it around the perimeter right to left. On the catch, Baez, he's open, it's going up off the iron, rebounded by Aiden Colgan, a 6'6 senior. Up the floor near side, right back to Oliver. Oliver. That pass knocked away. He wanted his teammate to move towards the bucket. He kind of drifted towards the baseline. And now it's Diolis. Offensive rebound off the Josiah miss. Clarkson can't score. It stays Scottsbluff's into the floor. Darnell, 2 minutes, 26 seconds to play. Rolling to the bucket. Darnell fed it to Clarkson. Those two been running that set for a long, long time together. Playgrounds, backyards, recess, AAU ball, a lot of travel ball. Harsh, Clarkson, Darnell, and Diolis, all juniors, all been playing together for a long while. Sam can't knock down the front end, his first free throw attempt of the season. Of course, he missed a big stretch of ball games with that knee injury. Cheyenne East won the girls' game earlier, 67-58. Scottsbluff boys lead 22-21 right now. In the second quarter, Quentin Scott on for the first time here in the game. Couple of misses, out of bounds, last touch by Harsh. Sam's frustrated with himself. Pair of misses at the stripe. Connor McCracken back on the floor, as is Chance Parker. They're joined out there by Harsh, Diolis, and Quentin Scott. Scott, another junior that's made the rounds with those guys I was just talking about over the years. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to play. East ball down by 1. Miller, now McCord. He'll fire out of the corner. That one wouldn't go. Miller knocked it out of the hands of Parker, but grabbed by Diolis. That was Demetrius McCord on the missed three. Euro stepping his way to the rim, unable to get it to go. Offensive rebound, and there's a bucket for Chance Parker off the miss from Diolis. Chance Parker has 2 field goals. Demetrius McCord. Sloppy on the pass, knocked away. He'll let it go, won't touch it. It goes out of bounds. Substitutions now. Coming into the game is Michael Pope. Also checking in, Cole Michelli. Demetrius McCord will sit. And Graydon Buell, that 6'1 sophomore, also on for East. So Oliver and the Mccord twins both off the floor right now. Real opportunity here in the final minute and a half of this first half for Scottsbluff to maybe catch a little bit of distance between themselves and Cheyenne East. Instead, it's Rail out of the corner, dropping in a tray to tie things up. Jake Rail's second tray of the quarter. They've got 3 of their 5 baskets in the quarter from behind the three-point line. We're tied up at 24, 70 seconds to play. Tough angle shot. Diolis couldn't get it to drop. Rebound to East. Now Rail controls in the backcourt. Rail to Buell. Graydon Buell. He's got Diolis on him. Buell into the paint. Off the square. It wouldn't drop, but a foul goes against the Cats, and Graydon Buell's going to get a trip to the free throw line. Foul goes on Diolis, his first. 54.7 to play in the first half. It's Graydon Buell at the stripe. Transfer from Rock Springs. Look pure on that delivery. Hope to catch a visit with Scottsbluff girls coach Dave Balish here at halftime of our boys game. Buell misses the second, a rebound to Chance Parker. 50 seconds to play in the half. Harsh now to Dawson Moore. He'll run the point on this possession. Between his legs, picks up his dribble, gets it to Quentin Scott. T-shirt under the game jersey for Scott. It's one of his trademarks. Harsh on the catch right side. Skip pass to Scott left wing. Back to Connor. McCracken attacks the rim. Cut off. Now Scott with a 3. Quentin Scott halfway down. Offensive rebound off the miss. Harsh lost it. It goes out of bounds to Cheyenne East. Connor McCracken is yet to get a field goal in the game. He has a pair of free throws. Eric Oliver checks back in, as does Demetrius McCord. Michelli sits, as does Pope. They stole a couple of seconds, kept a couple of their big guys away from the defensive end of the floor. Buell directing traffic. See if they can get the ball to Eric Oliver, or not if, but when they can, you would imagine. Now Buell underneath, open player is Mccord. Buell the lefty pass, and Demetrius Mccord the finish. And for the first time here in the first half, is it going to count? They're
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you. Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Back here at halftime tonight, boys action here at the break with Cheyenne East leading 27-24 over the Scottsbluff boys. They jumped out to a nice start, led 18-11 at halftime, but East has battled back to take the lead here at the break. Time to catch up with Scottsbluff girls coach David Bolish. And coach, despite the loss tonight, you had to be thrilled with the effort and the way the girls competed and really kept themselves in it for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that at the start of the game, is that no matter what happens, you need to be prepared for a 4-quarter battle. And, I'm just super proud of our kids, because there's been a few times, Mitchell, this game, throughout the season where, it gets to that 12, 15, 16, 17 mark. And, you kind of figure out what your team's made of. Are we going to lay down and die? Are we going to roll over? Are we going to stand up and fight a little bit? And this group has a tremendous amount of fight in them, a tremendous amount of heart. They've got the skill and the ability. We're just really excited that we're getting better every week. We're getting better every game. Our strength of schedule means that we have to do that. So, that's a South Sioux, that's an Elkhorn, that's a anybody out east. 4A. Wyoming, number 2, they're going to play in the state championship. They're they're the runner-up last year, won it year before that. Great program. Probably the best player that I have seen in Wyoming so far. That Buell is for real. So, I thought Yada did a great job of playing her. We kind of talked, Hattie and I did, and said, she's a nightmare. But kind of, once the game started happening, it's like, well, we got some too.
Yeah.
We got some bad dreams for people also.
I was just going to say, top 8, 1 through 8. I mean, they have some really good players, but overall, the skill level, there really wasn't that big of a difference between the two teams out there.
Yeah, we're there, and we're really close to turning the corner in the program. What needs to happen is we need to continue to fight hard enough to be in that situation so we can get the exposure to the competitiveness, exposure to the mental toughness you have to have, and exposure to handling that pressure. Because the more exposure we get to that, the better job we're going to do of handling it. That's a huge game. Just because it's such a good team, atmosphere, whatever, but it's such a good team that's what makes it a huge game. And so being in that situation repeatedly is going to make us better at it. And as we get better at it, we're going to start to win some, and we're going to continue to grow on that and thrive off of that. And I told the girls in the locker room, that is the most proud I have been of you all year. And if you're not excited about where we're going when you walk out of this locker room, you're just not listening. So, lots of takeaways. We could go back and nitpick. Oh, if we'd have had this one. Oh, if we'd have got that one. If they'd have missed this one. But big picture, we're there. So
what do you have, and I say this sort of jokingly, but what do you have to do to unlock Aubrey before the 4th quarter?
You got any ideas?
I don't. She had 15 of her 20 in that fourth quarter, 4 threes, and it just seems like if you could start to just spread that out and get it a little more consistent throughout the floor, rather than just the final stanza, you'd be in real good shape.
Yeah, I think that's gonna come. She's got to make that step as a player. She's matured a lot, and that's the next step for her. We need to have our core group on the floor. And our bench is doing a great job. Our top 7, 8, or 9 is doing a really good job. We've been able to get lots of kids experience, but yeah, she's got to make that adjustment. She's got to make that step. And, but I am proud of her for being able to reset and come out and compete with 4 fouls and make the type of contribution that she did. And, just like I said, when she had 38, that's a tremendous amount of trust between her and her teammates. That's a tremendous amount of trust between her and Yada. For Yada Yada can get to the rim just about any time she wants. So for her to get the ball to her that repeatedly, that consistently, just shows that there's a lot of trust in that group. We talked tonight a little bit about that's a sisterhood, and no one else knows what we've been through. No one else knows what we go through on the day-to-day. No one else knows us like we do, and so there's just a tremendous amount of trust in that group.
Yeah, Yada had a little under her season average scoring-wise, but she held Buell under her season average. You mentioned some of that solid man-to-man. I thought Emma Herman gave a nice little spark off the bench tonight. She finished with 7 points. Let's flip the page to tomorrow. Got to have a short memory. Hit the bus in the morning, head up to Cheyenne Central, another team that, what did we say this morning, 9-0 or 9-1? Either way, they're really good.
Yeah, 9-1. Really similar, long, athletic, skilled kids, like to get out and try to press. I thought Alliance did some nice things against them, but they play a similar style of basketball. I think their all-round depth might be a little bit better, all-round depth, but they don't have the really 2 or 3 dynamic kids I don't like that East had. They do have some dynamic kids, though. So, we're just excited about the opportunity to get to go test ourselves. That's how we're going to get better, and that's, I just hope the kids are buying into it. That's how we are going to continue to improve and be where we want to be at the end of the season. It doesn't do us any good to go and continue to practice and, be allowed to play sloppy and win is going to do us a disservice. Having to play fundamental and strong and sound and solid is win or loss is going to do us more good in the end. So
6-6 the record right now. Not a true test or judge of this Scottsbluff.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Halftime here on KNEB. Let's get to a quick halftime Arby's update. A look at the numbers as we flip the page back to our boys' game. Scottsbluff trails 27-24. No one in double figures yet for the Cats. Harold Baez leads them in scoring off the bench with 7. Josiah Diolas next up with 6. The only player in double figures in the game is Eric Oliver. He's got 11, 9 of those coming in.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery, to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Had a pretty clean first half, just a combined number of 8 as far as turnovers. East with a 3-point lead. We're underway here in the third quarter. The Mccord Twins are back on the floor. Xavier sent for most of the first half with 2 fouls. He's got the basketball near the corner. Scottsbluff's been zoned exclusively defensively on the floor so far this evening. And again, even after halftime adjustments, Cheyenne East looking a little bit out of sorts here against the zone to start the second half. Oliver with his first touch. Now Muchmore, he's open, firing away from downtown, and Tanner Muchmore has his second tray of the night. That is the 5th three-point field goal for Cheyenne East, half their points from behind the arc. Couple of defenders working against Diolas. He lost it. McCracken's pass deflected away. It's loose on the floor. Grabbed by Miller. Outlet pass to Muchmore. They're going to lob it up, and there's a alley-oop dunk that McCord could not get to fall. Oliver's got it on a tip-out. 3-ball drops for Eric Oliver. Air guitar coming down to the defensive end of the floor. This dude, Oliver, is fun to watch. I kind of compare his game, if you'll let me get away with this comparison, to James Harden. Of course, I'm not saying he's James Harden, but he's a lefty, sort of methodical, always gets where he wants to go on the bounce, and then can explode and kind of surprise you. Oliver's fun. Missed shot for Scottsbluff. So here's a tricky spot here in the game. It's a 9-point deficit for the Cats. Stays 9. board. Oliver off a miss from a Muchmore 3. Down low, McCord tried to pump fake his way into finding an open Oliver. Demetrius McCord, now Oliver along the baseline. Much better job now for East, and Muchmore drops in a short corner J from the right base.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Chris Cottrell with you from our Logos broadcast location here at Scottsbluff High. Stop into Logos. The guys in Gering will custom design it, print it, have it ready for the game. No job too big or small for Logos in downtown Gering. Scottsbluff basketball out of the timeout. They'll reset things here and inbound it. McCracken to Diolas. An 8-0 spurt to start the third quarter for Cheyenne East. And they look much better against that zone That last trip, backdoor cut. Connor McCracken's got it, scores it underneath. Set play, good pass, nice finish for Connor. His first field goal, he's got 4 points. Eric Oliver. Well, you can just tell with Oliver on the court with a lead, they're going to be tough to come back on because he always makes the smart play. Very unselfish, very efficient, and very basketball savvy. Big dunk along the baseline. Rising up and throwing down easily was Xavier Mccord. Had 2 fouls in the opening stages of the game. Sat for every minute after he picked up the second. Now Mccord blocks Baez triple out of the left corner, showing more athleticism on the defensive end. Leads at 11, 37-26. Jake Rail comes on, replacing Demetrius McCord. McCracken's going to inbound. They run Dawson Moore off a screen. Oliver defends. Now Baez on the catch. Top of the key with the basketball. Diolas, 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Baez, now Josiah. Diolas behind the arc. Dawson Moore, he can get hot from downtown. We know that. And a step-back jumper would not drop for Connor McCracken. Outlet pass to Xavier Mccord. He wants it back, goes behind his back. Now Jake Rail from deep. Rebound on the miss to Diolas. Whistle, jump ball, possession arrow will give it to Scottsbluff. (37-26), Cheyenne East with an 11-point lead on the Bearcats. Scottsbluff with the ball. Diolas on the dribble in the backcourt. Much more defends across the timeline. Scottsbluff will be at Cheyenne Central tomorrow afternoon. Have that doubleheader for you here on the Trail, radio only. Pre-game at around 1:15. Chance Parker on the catch. He's going to attack the rim. Reverse layup with a right hand. Rolls off the iron, rebounded by Xavier Mccord. Now Miller. A high arcing floater. Offensive rebound on the backside. Eric Oliver, they can't stop him on the glass. Hey, forget the talent this kid has for a moment. How about just the IQ and knowing where to be? He's just cleaning up on the glass. He is fun. And that's not great for Scottsbluff here tonight. He gets a tip, a deflection, a steal. He's going to attack the rim, coast to coast, and Eric Oliver 2 more. He's got 7 in the quarter, up to 18, and the lead is 15. As East has got the pedal to the metal here in the second half. And a blocking foul, good call. Muchmore thought he had his feet set. He did not. Just stepped right in front. Never really got fully set. So Muchmore picks up the personal. Rusty Horsley, his head coach, going to get him out. He was about to react poorly to that call, and Coach Horsley, you got to like that, yanking him quickly. As they go to Buell off the bench. Ball deflected. Loose, picked up by Harsh. Harsh got it to Dawson Moore. Scottsbluff sets up offensively. Jump shot just inside the arc, wouldn't drop for Baez. Xavier Mccord handling the basketball. Brings it back out. They'll get set in the half court. Buell in the corner, got baseline, got it to Oliver. Oliver soft touch, middle of the paint. It drops home, 9 in the quarter. Oliver has 20, right at his season average. The lead now at 17. Baez dumps it off down low to Parker. Shot blocked by Xavier Mccord, and he's getting up a little bit gimpy. Xavier Mccord, that's his 3rd foul. They're like a different team when he's on the court. He barely played in the first half with that foul trouble. He's got a lob dunk. He blocked a 3-pointer. And he's played a pretty heady game on the offensive end outside of all of that here in this third quarter. 2:39 to play in the third. Parker at the foul line, hits the first. Chance has 5 points in the game. Eric Oliver leads everybody with 20. He had 9 in the first quarter. He's got 9 here in the third quarter so far. And now Eric Oliver is going to take a seat. So both McCords are on the bench. Now Oliver will sit. Pope out there with Colgan, Buell, Alec Clark, and Jake Rail. Missing at the stripe, Parker. Rail's going to bring it up the floor near side. Low to the floor dribble. They run a pair of defenders at him. He throws cross court to Buell. Now Pope. Buell just eligible to transfer from Rock Springs. He'll put it on the deck, gets into the paint, feeds the perimeter, a 3-ball on the way, and knocking that one down is Alec Clark. First couple of minutes he's played tonight, first couple of seconds to be more precise, and knocks down the tray. Baez almost lost it on the dribble, trying to go baseline. Chance Parker has it. Crossover dribble, step back into a maybe not the best of shot selection releases that time from Parker. In the backcourt, Rail dribbles to the near sideline, and that's a 10-second call against Cheyenne East. Lead right now at 19, 46-27. Chance Parker sits. Quentin Scott's on. Sam Clarkson's on, along with now we've got a timeout on the floor. Minute and 52 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Let's me tell you about Panhandle Trail. No, check that. We're going to go with Wells Fargo Advisors. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving their clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorst at 632-7561. Remember, together, you'll go far. High school basketball coverage tonight on KNEB.TV. I know Cheyenne Central's not playing this evening. I saw their head coach, Tag Lane, the great Tag Lane, on Twitter last night or the night before, saying they had just picked up a nice win, I think, against a team out of the Denver, Colorado area. So I'd be shocked if Coach Lane isn't either listening or watching. I haven't seen him here in the gym scouting tonight, but you know, he's got his pulse on tomorrow afternoon's opponent. We'll have girls and boys action from Cheyenne Central. Dawson Moore can't knock down the tray. Backside board to Sebastian Harsh. Foul, he'll get 2 at the line. Foul goes against Graydon Buell. That'll be the first on Buell. Foul on the floor. It'll be Scottsbluff basketball along their own baseline. Harold Baez sits as Josiah Diolis comes back in. Now Diolis will replace Moore, who shifts to the perimeter, and Josiah will inbound. Along the baseline, gets it in quickly to Harsh. Grabs the basketball back, tacks the rim, some contact. Josiah strong in the upper body, and that leads to some easy buckets for him with some contact included. No foul, but he got the 2. Now Demetrius McCord rifles the pass from left to right and about did a chin-up on one of those pipes run along the far wall. Another substitution. Michelli on, and Buell will sit. Demetrius McCord handling the basketball. He'll just hold it for a moment. That draws Diolis out defensively. Now McCord's going to attack the rim, just tosses it up high, and yanking the rebound down is Diolis. Diolis clears out a defender, goes to the rim, scoring a foul, chance for a three-point play for Josiah Diolis, now in double figures. He has 10. Lead right now for East 46-31. And they're trying to get through the end of this quarter with a couple of guys on the bench, but that's not going to last much longer, as their dude Eric Oliver's going to check back in here right now. Also Chance Allmiller back onto the floor. Demetrius McCord, Oliver, Allmiller, Rail, and also out there Cole Michelli. At the stripe, and short, would not go. Rebound off the Diolis miss, and then Harsh picks it up. Loose ball underneath, flips it up, couldn't get it to drop. Demetrius McCord a rebound for Cheyenne East. East basketball. McCord bodied near midcourt, and a personal foul called against Diolis in the open floor, trying to defend against Demetrius McCord. Tanner Muchmore at the scorer's table to check in. He'll stay right there and inbound the basketball to Mccord. McCord across the timeline, right side with it, Oliver. On the cat paw. Harsh takes an extra step out to defend. Oliver to Muchmore. 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. 15-point lead for Cheyenne East. Oliver catches right block, puts it on the square. Challenging him defensively was Harsh. And Oliver, a rarity, he missed a shot. Muchmore lost it out of bounds. Scottsbluff will get the ball back. Darnell sits as Connor McCracken comes into the game. 46-31. Long outlet pass. They get it to Connor McCracken. He faces up and buries a triple. Connor with a big shot. 2 field goals in the quarter. He's now got 7 points. 20 seconds to go. And Scottsbluff trails by just 12. Whistle, timeout taken by Rusty Horsley. 30-second breather here late stages of the third quarter. Cats have trailed by as many as 19, and they've got that deficit now cut to 12, 46-34. East on a 25-3 run before a couple of these buckets in the last few minutes. So that spurt right out of the locker room at halftime was an 8-0 run as they went up from 3 to 11 just like that. That forced a quick timeout. They got up by as many as 19, now down to 12 at 46-34. Out of the timeout with 15 seconds to play in the third. Deolis, Dawson Moore, Chance Parker, Darnell, and Harsh. East has the basketball. They pass it inbounds to Demetrius McCord, being defended by Deolis. They definitely got Scottsbluff out of the zone. Now it's Eric Oliver operating with the ball in his hands. Euro steps his way to the rim, had his shot.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Back here on the trail tonight for radio. KNEB.TV on the TV side, of course. Allo 15 and Mobius 1500. Chris Cottrell with you. Logos broadcast location here at Scottsbluff High. Opening stages of the fourth quarter. East ball and a 12-point lead, 46-34. Both McCords are back out there. Eric Oliver, of course, on the floor to start this fourth. Miller and Tanner Muchmore, they're starting 5. Muchmore on the catch. Whips a pass to the corner, pull up, baseline jumper, burying that one. Xavier McCord still a little gimpy on that ankle he twisted earlier. That jump shot pushes the lead for East back to 14. For Scottsbluff, it's Deolis, Harsh, Connor McCracken underneath, and Dawson Moore got loose. Good find by Deolis. Demetrius McCord to Miller. Underneath, Oliver wide open. Somebody lost Eric Oliver along the block. Eric Oliver now has 22. Minute gone by in the final stanza, leads at 14 for East. Doing some running and jumping right now. A lot of switching. Pull-up jumper at the foul line. Diolis buries that one. We've got a push and a foul called. They're going to count the bucket, and the foul and a push underneath goes against Chance Parker. So count the hoop. Makes it a 12-point deficit for Scottsbluff. And now a timeout taken. Another 30-second timeout. So the basket counts. And the foul charge to Chance Parker. 12-point lead for Cheyenne East. The T-Birds on top, 50-38 with a minute and 10 gone by. It means 6:50 to play. There's the Boo crew across the way. That Jack Jones and Jeremiah Delzer and Keegan Reifschneider led, Ty Core led student section. Why am I seeing a Jamel Holloway Sooners jersey across the way? That's no fun. 6 minutes and 47 seconds to play. East basketball with Eric Oliver handling into the front court. Oliver backs the dribble up with the right hand. And that back foot got dangerously close to midcourt. High post to Miller outside. And Xavier Mccord left that shot flat. Running down the loose ball rebound is Baez, can't score. And we're going to get a whistle and a push from behind against Xavier Mccord. Third foul on Xavier Mccord. Cats. Foul on the floor, a push. It'll be Scottsbluff basketball along the baseline, I do believe will be the call. Officials near the basket on the end of the floor we're playing on right now, having a quick conversation. Near side official conversing with Rusty Horsley, the head coach for East. Looks like we're all set. McCracken will inbound to Harsh. Outside Diolis. 3 ball, left it short. Rebound to Oliver. Eric Oliver turned it over, and then he challenged the shot of Diolis. So Oliver made up for a mistake with a hustle play defensively. He gets it right back. Feeds in the corner. Much more Trey. Out of the corner. Count it in a foul. Chance at a 4-point play on the made Trey from Tanner Muchmore. All set up by Eric Oliver, dishing out the assist. Muchmore has 3 trays tonight. He's into double figures with 11. He averages 10. And he hits the foul shot. Big swing right there. Scottsbluff got the steal, couldn't score on off the turnover. And then the 4-point play. Diolis attacks the rim. Ball on the miss, rebounded by Oliver. Numbers are 3-on-2. Demetrius McCord, that pass with a left hand, knocked away out of bounds by Sebastian Harsh. So back to a 16-point lead now, 54-38. Tanner Muchmore will inbound under the East basket. Plays it into Miller. Backdoor cut. Going right to the rim, Eric Oliver. He's close to unstoppable is what he is. He's got 24. Open look from 3. McCracken buries one. He's got 10. 56-41. Tanner Muchmore going to just lob it up to Oliver. Oliver into the paint with a left. Turnaround mini hook. He's feeling himself right now. He's just barking at himself. Hyped up, having himself a night. He's got 26. Kid's outstanding. McCracken on the catch. Puts it on the floor. Might have pushed off with the offhand. Got it in the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Connor McCracken. Still 5:08 to go. Plenty of time if Scottsbluff can get some stops and get some buckets. A lot easier said than done. Connor at the stripe, 85% on the year. Parker, Baez, McCracken, Diolis, Darnell for the Cats. Oliver, Rail, McCord, and much more. 3-point play for Connor McCracken. He's got 6 of the 8 for Scottsbluff in the fourth quarter. McCord lobs it to his brother. Demetrius on the high dribble. Dangerous pass into traffic. Really nobody home there. And Diolis gives it off. Whistle, foul called against East. Chance Parker will go to the foul line. Parker clapping him up. 4:48 to play in the game. That foul goes against Xavier McCord. He thought that was his 4th. I've got him in the book for 3, meaning that would be his 4th. Now, I've been known to miss fouls. And the official just holds up the 5, so he's been disqualified for tonight with his 5th personal foul. So Xavier McCord, who sat for a lot of minutes in the opening half, was looking pretty solid here in the second half. Parker misses at the line. So his night's complete. Xavier McCord will sit on the bench the rest of the way, having fouled out. He scored 4. Chance Parker converts 1 of 2. He has 6. Dawson Moore is checking in. Connor McCracken already on the floor. 4:48 to play. Leads at 13 for Cheyenne East. Oliver plays it into Miller. Now Eric Oliver. Jack Darnell, man defense in the backcourt. Oliver gets it to Tanner Muchmore. Now Demetrius McCord. They run 2 defenders at him. Darnell, the double team forces the steal. Darnell missed the layup. Offensive rebound to Connor McCracken. He missed a wild fadeaway, hoping to get a foul call. Another missed opportunity for the Cats after what looked to be a steal and probable breakaway bucket. Underneath, fundamental pump fake. 2 defenders rose up and flew by, and Miller scores underneath. Right to the rim, whistle. We're going to get a reach before what would have been a charge. So Scottsbluff does catch a little. They're not going to feel that great about the break they caught. But had the reach not occurred, I believe Josiah was going to get called for a charge as Rail got there and got his feet set. But a reach-in foul occurred first. And that one goes against Tanner Muchmore, his 2nd. Unable to score at the line, Diolis. Lead stays at 15. Oliver has the ball. Oliver feeds the corner. Rail can't knock down the tray. No box out, no contest. Better stick a body on Eric Oliver right there for another board and a finish in mid-catch off the board. Oliver has 28. Dawson Moore, wide open 3. Too strong off the back of the iron. An offensive board goes to McCracken. A push. I think McCord maybe. Demetrius McCord called for the personal. 3 minutes and 39 seconds left here in the game. 62-45. And Connor McCracken able to knock in another at the stripe. He has 7 points in the quarter, up to 14 for the night. Some substitutions as Diolis and Darnell sit. Parker back on along with Baez. Also out there, of course, Connor McCracken, Dawson Moore, and Sebastian Harsh. Paramakes for the 6'4 senior. Rail gets it to Oliver. Oliver slips a pass. Now in the corner, Muchmore fires away from outside. That one would not drop. What are we going to get? A reach-in foul called against Chance Miller. Rusty Horsley, their head coach, didn't like the call. He wanted a jump ball. Miller talking it over. With the official. First foul on Chance Miller. Lead's still at 15 right now, so Scottsbluff going to need a major push here down the stretch to try and find a way to get to the win column. Harold Baez had 7 first-half points off the bench. That's his first tally of the second half, up to 8. Down to 3 minutes and 25 seconds to play in regulation. We'll have the Runza post-game show coming up for you afterwards. Harold Baez converts at the line, 71% shooter, nailed them both. Diolis back on, Dawson Moore will sit. Full court pressure going to be applied now by the Cats. Eric Oliver. Ball deflected away out of bounds. It'll stay with East. Tanner Muchmore waits, and finds Oliver. Oliver dribbles across the timeline. They run 2-3 defenders near him. Rail, Muchmore puts it on the floor, and a bump, and then we're going to get a foul called against the Cats. That'll be just their 5th team foul, so no free throws yet. This one goes against Chance Parker. That'll be his 3rd. Tanner Muchmore. And just underhand the ball inbounds. Allmiller goes to the rim, finishes with the left. Chance Allmiller with 6. Lead now at 15 again. They dump it underneath. Whistle, jump ball. Coach Horsley of East will appreciate that call. Possession arrow gives it to Scottsbluff. Graydon Buell on for East. Dawson Moore back on for the Cats. Harsh will sit. So it's Baez, Parker, McCracken, Diolis, and Moore, the 5 on the floor right now for Scottsbluff head coach Scott Golian. Diolis will post up Connor McCracken. He's got Oliver defending, and Oliver saying he went straight up. I think he knows he tried to body him a little bit on that shot. Eric Oliver called for the foul. That's the first foul on Oliver. He has 28 points. He has been an absolute nightmare for Scottsbluff to deal with tonight. As Connor McCracken hits the free throw. He's got 4 foul shots here in the quarter. 9 points in the 4th, and a total of 16 for the night. Baez off, Darnell back on for defensive purposes. Graydon Buell inbounds. He gets it right back from Allmiller. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the game. Graydon Buell finds Oliver. Now in the corner, Muchmore. No, check that. That's Allmiller. Oliver back cut. Soft touch. Missed O-board. 2 more. Count it. Foul. He's flexing for everyone. And for good reason. He's up to 30. .227 left in the game. That latest field goal gives him 30 points on the night. He's been a menace on the offensive glass. Anytime he or anyone else misses for East. The McCords have been fairly quiet. They've totaled a combined 8 points is all. Oliver shoots 87% from the foul stripe. He has 31 points. Chance Parker on the catch. Feeds McCracken. Now Baez. Connor. Hill hoist from outside. Missed and a board for Oliver. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the 4th. And Scottsbluff fouls on the perimeter with Dawson Moore hacking Demetrius McCord. Xavier McCord fouled out earlier. First foul on Moore. 16-point lead for Cheyenne East. They appear to be well on their way to a 10-1 start to their season. Scottsbluff would drop back under 500 at 5-6 if they can't pull off a big rally here down the stretch. Demetrius McCord won't get the back end of that 1-1, missed the first. Diolis on the catch. hesitates for a moment, left that jumper short. Ball batted around, grabbed by Demetrius Mccord. He'll pull up, feed the corner, much more. They're going to hold the ball. Heady decision there by East. Milk some clock, you're up 16. Why rush it? Buell to Oliver. Good ball movement, McCord. Out front, Buell feeds the corner, much more, looking for a dagger off the iron. Backside board goes to Diolas. Buell right there to poke it out of Josiah's hands, and it'll stay with the Cats. 93 seconds to play. 67-51. Up 16 and still pressuring in the full court. Cheyenne East just trying to slow things up. There's a silly foul. You don't need that if you're East. Graydon Buell fouls. That'll be the double bonus, so Rusty Horsley going to give him an earful. Dawson Moore, limited attempts at the stripe this season. Still 100% for the percentage right now. Dawson Moore scores another. He's up to 6 points off the bench, came in averaging 7. Baez checks out, he's got 9 off the bench, came in, averaging 7. Final minute and change here tonight at Scottsbluff High with Cheyenne East. They've been dominant here in the second half, trailed by 3 at halftime. They've led by as many as 19 in the second half. Long outlet baseball pass. Oliver, too long for Eric Oliver on the heave from Graydon Buell. Just trying to sneak in a quick bucket, but instead they're going to give the basketball right back to Scottsbluff. Ball was touched by Oliver before the ball went out of bounds, so Scottsbluff will inbound it full length of the floor to go. Minute 25 to play. Attacking the rim with a righty layup, a scoop and a bucket. Chance for a three-point play for Diolas. His first points of the quarter, he's got 12 for the night. Josiah entered play tonight at 56% on the season at the stripe, and now we're going to get a timeout by East and Rusty Horsley. Looks like he wants a full timeout, another chance for us to step away. Back in a moment, Cats trail 67-55 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Earlier tonight, the Cheyenne East girls came to town and knocked off Scottsbluff 67-58. Cheyenne East number 2 in girls 4A in Wyoming. Good effort tonight from the Lady Cats. Converting the three-point play, Josiah Diolas now 13 points. Cheyenne East boys also number 2 in Class 4A in Wyoming. Just one loss. They have the basketball, and they lead it 67-56. Chance Miller. There's Rail. Jake Rail, a 5'11 sophomore. He's looked confident, knocked down some threes, 2 in fact in the second quarter. Whistle and a foul, and it'll be Tanner Muchmore now towing the line at the charity stripe. He's a 74% free throw shooter. He has 12 points this evening, 2 above his season average. Rail. Or check that, Muchmore misses. Here comes Scottsbluff down 11 with the ball. Going right to the rim, Diolas. 2 more, Scottsbluff down by 9. Muchmore, Miller. Head fake and a foul in the backcourt called against. Now, one question I do have is why is Eric Oliver not going to get the basketball right now if you're East? He's an 87% free throw shooter, and they're kind of setting him up at around mid-court. Muchmore missed last trip down. This time it'll be Miller at the stripe. He's 94% at the line, so I didn't see the amount of attempts, but that percentage tells you they feel just fine with Miller at the stripe, and that one is good. Chance Miller now with 7 points, and that stretches the lead back to 10, 53.8 to play. Miller got them both. Again, Diolas bodying up in the paint, can't knock down the shot, and heads up play by Demetrius Mccord. He calls the timeout as he possessed the basketball with his legs clutching it between his legs, sitting on his backside. It'll be a full timeout, 44.5 to play. Another quick break here on KNB. Scottsbluff down 11 on the West Coast scoreboard.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Minute to play in our ball game here at Scottsbluff. Cheyenne East with a lead of 11, 69-58. Eric Oliver handling the ball, feeds it into the corner to Demetrius Mccord. They'll try and play keep away now. Miller, they try and foul him, and finally they get the reach in. McCracken was trying to foul him, about a dribble or two before the call eventually came, and it's going to go on Dawson Moore. (69-58). Miller, another conversion at the line. 7 points in the quarter. He's got 9 tonight. Now he's 4 for 4 here in the last few moments at the line. Leads at 13. There's a steal. And Rail will back out the dribble. Oliver holds. Will Scottsbluff look to foul anymore? Doesn't look like they will. Scottsbluff chasing defensively. And a whistle, and there's a foul called with 11.9 to play. Cheyenne East got 31 points tonight from Eric Oliver. And there was no answer for Oliver from Scottsbluff tonight. Much more at the stripe. Long conversation over at the scorers table. This final minute, when it's all said and done, probably going to have taken up about 10 minutes of our lives. And Tanner Muchmore doesn't get the first. Scottsbluff girls and boys will pack it up in the morning, head to Cheyenne. Afternoon games against Cheyenne Central. I'll have it for you on 101.7 The Trail right here, radio only tomorrow. Pre-game at 1:15. Diolas, he'll fire away. Late in this one, offensive rebound. Chance Parker's going to score as the buzzer sounds. And our final here tonight, Cheyenne East comes to Scottsbluff and wins at 71-60. The final 71-60, the final tonight. We'll get to the Runza post-game show coming up. Get conversation in with Scott Golian, Taco John's player of the game, and a look at the post-game numbers brought to you by Arby. 71-60, the final on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Too much from the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds here tonight in our boys contest as Cheyenne East wins it by the final of 71-60 here at Scottsbluff High School tonight. They also won the girls game earlier by a final of 67-59. Sure, we'll get a post-game conversation with Scottsbluff boys coach Scott Golian here momentarily. We'll also have our Taco John's player of the game. Before that, we'll add up some of these numbers and get to our Arby's post-game update. We'll do that when we come back right after this on KU.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
We're back on the Runza post-game show. Chris Cottrell with you tonight on KNEB.TV and online at KNEB.com, radio on 101.7 The Trail. Let's get to a look at the post-game numbers brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. The man of the hour tonight, or the man of a couple of hours, if you will, for East was Eric Oliver, the 6'3 lefty senior. There was no answer for Oliver tonight. He finished up with 31 points, 20 of those in the second half. They started the second half on an 8-0 run to kind of pull away, and then they put this thing away in the fourth. 31 for Oliver, two others in double figures. Tanner Muchmore had 12. 10-point effort tonight for Chance Ahmiller. 6 points for Jake Rail off the bench. 4 apiece for Xavier McCord and Demetrius McCord. 3 points for Alec Clark. A 4-point night. Mentioned the McCords with 4 and a single foul shot for Graydon Buell, just eligible after transferring from Rock Springs. On the Scottsbluff side of the ledger, 15-point effort tonight for Josiah Diolis. Had Connor McCracken with 17. Chance Parker finished with 8. 7 for Dawson Moore. A 9 spot for Harold Baez. Sam Clarkson got the start tonight, and Big Sam had a 2-point effort. Final score, once again, Scottsbluff falls at home by the final of 71-60. We'll get to our Taco John's player of the game for the Bearcats when we come back right after this on KNEB.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Back on the Runza post-game show, Scottsbluff and boys action tonight. Falls here at home to Cheyenne East by the score of 71-60. Time to catch up with Scottsbluff head coach Scott Golian. Coach, before we kind of dive into this, maybe with some individual thoughts, overall, just what do you think the difference was tonight outside of, I guess, Oliver? Guy was unstoppable, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a really good basketball player, and when the game was on the line, he kind of took over.
Yeah.
He's hard to stop, and he's a really good basketball player. They had some guys step up and hit shots for him that, maybe weren't the guys before. Number 3 hit a couple in the first, comes in, 25% or something like that on the year, and hits 2 early for him. 21 plays really nice for him. They had other guys step up besides and that was the difference, I think.
Tell me about Oliver. Is his nose for the ball just so good it's almost impossible? But, to keep him off that O boards, or was this just a lack of awareness of where he was, or is he just that good that he knows where to be every time the ball's coming off the rim?
I think he's got a nose for the ball and he's got a motor. And then he's athletic, and that's a really good combination. We got to do a better job getting to a body on a body. So it's kind of a combination, but a lot of it is he's athletic, he's got a motor, he reads the ball off the rim really well.
And his basketball IQ's through the roof also.
He's just gotten better and better since he was a freshman. I can't say enough about him. He's a tremendous player, and I thought we did pretty decent early on him. And then he kind of got loose and kind of started attacking the rim.
You threw him for a loop with the zone, it looked like, right out of the gate tonight. You played strictly zone, I think, every possession in the first half. Is that right?
Played a couple possessions of man, but pretty much, yeah, it was all 2-3 zone.
And down by 3, it really worked for you in the first half. What did you see any changes that they made that make a difference coming out of the locker room? They hit you with that quick spurt.
They hit a couple threes early. They made a nice play where they threw it to the high post and then back down. Thank for a dunk, actually. And then they were knocking down some shots and getting it to where they wanted it to. I didn't think we played with very good energy to start that third quarter. We had a couple loose balls that we could have gotten, and I thought we just stood and watched, and that kind of helped them get going a little bit. I'm really proud of the way our guys competed. I mean, it would have been easy to pack it in. Down 20, I can't remember how big it got, but it was at least over 20, and they competed and gave themselves a little bit of a chance there at the end.
Outside of just competing, were there any other things you liked what you did tonight that you hope you can build on, and it's a quick turnaround tomorrow?
I thought our defense was better. We had a bad third quarter, or at least a half a quarter anyways. I thought Chance Parker did a tremendous job on the boards for us. We had him down for 9 rebounds. Harold got going a little bit offensively for us, and we're going to need that going forward, but we still got to get better offensively. We're just not sharing the ball like we should. We're missing open guys at different times, and we got to finish plays as well when we get the opportunity.
You've seen Cheyenne Central already once this year on the final day up there at, on the second, or was it the final day? It was game 3, day 3 up at Gillette. Obviously, they've got the big guy in the middle. They're kind of a methodical team. They're not probably going to run away and hide from anybody, so it's probably going to be a hard-fought, tight game tomorrow, and it's going to come down to possessions, making plays when game's on the line.
Yeah, I mean, Cheyenne Central has a really good team. The big kid is tough to stop, and we're going to have to come ready to play and to guard him. Just like tonight, playing against a really good basketball player. We're going to have to make shots, and that's kind of what it's come down to. We're not shooting the ball very good, and some of that is shot selection, and some of it's just we're just missing shots with decent shooters. And so somehow we got to find a way to maybe get it inside more, slow it up maybe a little bit, make it more of a possession-by-possession game. We just got to keep grinding. We still got a long ways to go, and if we can I thought we got better tonight, though. I mean, I thought we looked like a better basketball team tonight than we had before Christmas.
Coach, I know it's disappointing as far as the win-loss column tonight. Guys played hard. We'll see if we can get this thing turned around tomorrow, getting the win column up in Cheyenne. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll come back with more and wrap things up right after this on KNEB. Thanks, Scott.
Care Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Back on the TV side tonight, radio on 101.7 The Trail. Wrapping things up here at Scottsbluff High. Appreciate Scott Gullion stopping over for a post-game visit. Final score 71-60 as the East High Thunderbirds out of Cheyenne come to town and knock off the Scottsbluff Bearcats. Your Taco John's player of the game tonight for the Cats. We'll go with their leading scorer. Connor McCracken had 17 and kept him in it in the fourth quarter. with 10 of his 17 points coming in the final stanza here tonight. Your Taco John's player of the game, Connor McCracken. Make Taco John's a game day tradition by unwrapping the original before or after every game. I'll be up early getting some stuff done for the trip to Cheyenne and some news and game notes put together. I think Taco John's might be the appropriate spot to hit up coming up tomorrow morning before heading to the radio station to get busy to hit the road. Game effort here tonight. Cats played hard. East is just a very talented team, and hands down, they have the best player on the floor tonight. Eric Oliver is just something else, to be quite honest. He was outstanding with 31 to lead everyone in scoring. Big thanks to Olivia back at the station, getting us on and off the air. Everything else in between. Radio-wise, TJ, Jonas, the camera crew here tonight, as always, on point, doing a great job for us on KNEB.TV. It'll be radio only tomorrow at Cheyenne Central, 101.7 The Trail. Girls game supposed to tip at 1:30, on the air at 1:15, and then the boys game will follow. So afternoon hoops, and those games will be at Cheyenne Central High School tomorrow. Not Story Gym, where we've been the last few years. It'll be at Central tomorrow afternoon. That'll do it from Scottsbluff High this evening. Once again, your final score, 71-60, as Cheyenne East comes to town and finishes off Scottsbluff with an 11-point road win. That'll do it from here. Have a great rest of your Friday night, everybody. So long and good night.